boys.
It's the BOYSCAST.
The lads.
It's the BOYSCAST.
The dudes.
Prepare yourself for BOYSCAST.
The bros.
It's the BOYSCAST.
The homies.
It's the BOYSCAST.
The dudes.
Experience the BOYSCAST.
The BOYSCAST.
We are here with the great Sam Tallent.
Hey.
Well, continue. Danny says the Arctic is going to be the number one.
The Arctic, that's going to be the big bat.
That's number one on your draft board. You said the
Yeah,
Arctic.
yeah, the Arctic. I
Buy
said-
in now, folks.
boom, 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 boom. I select the Arctic first overall. No,
Arctic goes crazy. Arctic's mom is crying.
Arctic made it, but
Real quick on this Antarctica thing.
yeah, the Antarctica.
Danny was giving us a bunch of nuanced points on geopolitical policy, which I was grateful for. But in Antarctica, I was hanging out with this lady who would go down there and she would like work. She was like a maritime captain. And I was like, give me the goss in Antarctica.
Sure.
And she was like, I'm going to tell you something. We're not allowed to talk about this. And I was like, okay. So she's like, in Antarctica...
It's customary to suck dicks.
Yeah.
You're like,
yeah, I'm like, okay, hey, stamp my passport. No, so there's this goo. This purple goo is coming out of a glacier in Antarctica, and it's a very new goo. And everyone's scientists, all the biggest, greatest minds in the world are sending their scientists down there.
Is it possibly that it was just flubber?
So hold on.
purple flubber.
Have you seen Ghostbusters 2? So there's this goo, and like no one knows what the fuck it is. And now all the minds in the world are trying to they're all like secretly working on identifying this goo that's like the blood of the earth.
What?
Yeah, what is right? Man? That's what I said.
You're making the flat earthers go fucking insane right now.
Well, look, if it's a glacier though, the goo has to come out of it. It's not seeping up. It's
Well, I'm just saying
coming
because the flat earthers, their whole thing is because they go the edge of the world,
right, the ice shield, right,
and the ice wall or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, because you're legally not allowed to go to Antarctica as like a person, and so they're like, why can't you go? Like, why is every country agreeing?
Why can't you go there?
That's what they want to know, Ryan. Ryan's
Now
asking.
we're
That's a pretty good question.
Ryan's just asking questions. Everybody.
It's
Like,
actually not that unreasonable to be like,
so
why
there's like
can't I
this
go there?
continent that we can't go to. There's only 7 of them.
yeah, there's 7 continents. One you were expressly forbidden to.
I mean,
go to.
imagine it's like your chick having one room in the house that just don't worry about what's going on in there. It's none of your business.
Well, unfortunately,
Why do you have a second phone? Don't worry about why I have a second phone.
The reason is because if you go in that room, you find out that everything is a lie, Ryan.
Yeah. The wool's been over your eyes forever, and it's your own because you're
A video of your birth certificate being forged. You're like, am I?
Literally,
You're
Truman
cracking
Show.
out of a pod. You're covered in goo. It's the same goo from the glacier.
Yeah, you're living in the Truman Show at that point.
yeah. You see all the cameras on your whole
yeah,
house.
there you go. Oh, what
I
the
might
fuck?
be kind of relieved if my wife had her own room in the house that had like a lock on it. I'd be like, I'm glad you have something going on.
Hey, you go, anytime you bring, you go, isn't this sounds like it's more of a your room situation we got going on right
exactly. I get the garage. You have the secret room.
now? You tell me this can happen.
Where my paintball gun supposed to be? You got
like-
paintball guns in there? Let
Sounds
me
like a
in.
good deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like that.
I just like to know she had hobbies, like her own life,
Sure.
separate of our marriage.
yeah,
Yeah.
That is a nice thing. Plus, you can go hide there.
Oh,
you,
for sure.
you need somewhere to hide.
Yeah. She needs a bailout box.
Yeah.
Because I get crazy.
bailout box.
She needs a safe room in her own house. And I'm kidding. That's an insane thing to say.
We were saying that yesterday where it was just like, I was sort of like casually being like, it was like a guy that beat his wife and something. And we're just like, I was like, it would be fucking crazy to like beat your, like imagine just beating your wife and all the dudes there were like, all right, take it easy, Justin Baldoni. Like I was like, you know what, boys? Yeah.
Just one in the stomach. She crumpled.
Yeah, you know what I'm against? Beating your wife.
I'll be brave. I'll say it.
Yeah. Guys, I know,
Ryan's taking a stand right here. You know?
Yeah. Hey,
Don't say the thing that nobody's willing to say.
no one else wants to say it. I'll stand up.
Oh yeah, I'll die on this island.
Yeah.
Don't hit your wives.
Do you know Archie was deep in the Baldoni business? He's got the yarn out and everything, the Blake Lively Baldoni drama.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm unversed.
Yeah.
I don't really have any new hot info.
I hate it. I don't care.
Yeah, Danny doesn't seem to. Okay, we'll move on. We don't have to. Well, there is one. Probably the only interesting thing that he told me that I feel like is crazy is that when they were doing sex scenes, instead of having an intimacy coordinator, which is what people do, when Reynolds was out of town, she goes, why don't you come over to my house and we'll practice the sex scene? Ooh. Can you fucking imagine your wife's an actor and you're out of town? You're like, what are you doing? Just practicing acting? Which part? The sex scene.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
We're practicing getting airtight, honey. Don't worry.
Yeah. Anyways, okay. We don't need to go into fucking girl gossip immediately.
No. Hey, man.
No, we've been getting too deep into girl gossip lately in the podcast.
I'm guessing your demographics love gossip about girls.
You know what it is? It's the conspiracy stuff overlaps. That's what we've been sort of talking about that. But
was that a reference to Gossip Girl?
No.
Oh, okay, because that's
my dad's favorite show.
Wasn't Blake Lively in the show?
No, but we do have one piece of gossip if we have to.
Let's break it live on the pod.
Elon Musk, baby.
Oh yeah, yeah.
No, because the chats got leaked today.
He's responded with a Jim Carrey gif from Ace Ventura.
What?
Yeah, he responded with an "Alrighty then."
She goes, "I'm pregnant." And he goes, "Alrighty then."
Yeah. Imagine being married to an eccentric billionaire who's running America secretly, and that's his way of communicating is fucking Ace Ventura clips. Not even the video link, just like the GIF.
Yeah. And it's all those. It's like literally, she's like, "I think I'm pregnant." So you're saying there's a chance?
All right.
Are all your responses just Jim Carrey memes, various ones?
Shit. Do you have videos of you fucking other girls? Do not go in there.
You must be the Monopoly guy.
Dude, that's so funny.
Yeah.
I have it right here. You're right. Yeah, she sent a big, huge message. Then, she said already. She sent already.
Oh, she said it.
No. So he writes the big thing, I think. Or I don't know. Who's blue in that?
She sent blue.
You know what? I still can never.
Ashley Sinclair.
I text I have an iPhone.
Yeah,
I text every day, all day. And then when screenshots leak, I go, who's blue and who's
I'm like,
not
hold
blue?
on. Let's not jump to conclusions.
There's like these certain things where my brain just can never just like make that final link. And I go, which one's blue? And
this is his sex game. He goes, well, we have a lot of army of kids to make. But he sort of had a Tinder swindler thing. I only have one more, but he sort of has a Tinder swindler. You know that you ever watch the Tinder swindler? He's like, my enemies are after me.
Oh, yeah.
It sort of went, he goes, I've got credible death threats. I'm number 2 for assassination after Trump. Wake up. This is not.
I'd love to text a woman, wake up.
Do you ever
Sincerely.
Do you ever think like him and Trump are trying to like one up each other on who's the most likely to be assassinated? Like he's just
For
like,
sure.
Like Trump's like, I'm number 1. He goes, I might be number 1. I don't know. He goes, Trump's like, I'm number 1. Come on.
I mean, it's better to tell a girl where she's like, why can't you, publicly announce that we have a kid? You're like, you have any idea? I'm about to be killed tomorrow.
Yo, I gave you $20 million. What else do you need from me?
Yeah. Egypt has $1 billion on my head.
Yeah.
I can't come to dinner with your friends. I'm sorry. I
I
go
feel
roller skating with the girls from work.
It is funny. This chick like literally just thought they're like, yeah, he knocked me up. Works at the White House, is all over the place, launching rockets. But he'll come around and we'll be together. And you're like, I don't think so.
He's still gonna pick the kids up from soccer.
Yeah, he's just gonna be like a real good dad. And you're like, he's not a good dad for. Grimes was like on Twitter the other day. And Elon, our child's having.
So you're telling me this isn't good gossip? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Our child's having a medical emergency. Please get a hold of me.
Our kid was born with 2 heads. We need some help over here.
The best was I told Ryan. Someone responded and they're like, "Have you tried Grok 3?"
Okay, so he says, this is not the time for sentiment at the expense of safety. If I may make a mistake on security, our kid will never know the father. And then she was like, yeah, well, that's why he doesn't have your last name. And she goes, necessary for now. Only the paranoid survive. I like this sort of energy. This is, definitely ex-girlfriend.
Yeah. He's sitting in the world's most expensive gamer chair, just like a split keyboard. Like only the, what was it? What's the final quote?
Only the paranoid survive.
Only the paranoid survive, yeah. He has like a fucking balls guarana sip that comes down. I don't care for him.
Yeah, why can't we?
No, it's crazy to be in 2025 and there's like an evil billionaire pulling the puppet strings of your country.
Yeah, and he was like,
I go back and forth on him hourly and daily.
Yeah, he was.
He's like cool, kind of.
Every now and then, I'm like, that's cool, and then every now and then, you're just like, this is the worst guy of all time.
Yeah. He's unchecked.
He's definitely unchecked.
Hey man, if he had $300 billion, that would be.
You wouldn't know my name.
Yeah. And there's one. Okay, last one.
Yeah. Well,
I'd be in Antarctica.
I always say that because they say like he's the world's richest man. And you're like the world's top 10 richest men are not on a fucking list.
Oh yeah, they don't have birth certificates.
Yeah. They're like they're not on any list. Like he's not the richest man in the world.
The richest is Jerry Seinfeld, isn't it?
Right. Yeah. Number 1.
The threat level will reach insane levels. Loose lip sync ships.
Oh yeah.
She's like, hey, let's leave my pussy out of this. All right. Hey.
Oh yeah. He fancies himself a bit of a Cold War spy.
Yeah.
I mean, you're literally being like, loose lip sync ships. If you tell anyone about this kid, basically I'm dead and the country's done.
And then she went
Like, you're gonna ruin the country.
Valentine's Day.
Oh yeah.
That's how that was the tell in hindsight of like that you go, oh, she really just thought like this was going to be a relationship, and then it's just like, no, I'm just like spreading my seed, making clones of myself, because on Valentine's Day she's like puts out this whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could tell she kind of had a little meltdown, a little Valentine's Day
God
meltdown.
bless
The flowers
her.
didn't show up.
At least she got duped by him.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of
there's a
women
guy
out there.
that got duped by Jeff.
Oh,
I mean,
for
there's
sure.
a guy at the
Yeah.
fucking New Westminster bus station who did that to somebody who
Yeah.
just like lives at the bus station, and he did that, and you don't get anything for that.
Oh, actually, comic. I don't know if he wants me to say. He texted me. A comic who you definitely know and we know was roommates with her first baby daddy. So she has another kid with another guy.
Okay.
And he's roommates with he was roommates in college with a comic, and we're saying for that guy, like that guy is gonna be, his presents to the kids are not gonna be, you know what I mean? Imagine you had a kid with a girl and her other baby dad is fucking Elon Musk, and you're like, oh, where are you taking us? You're like, I was thinking Denny's. You know?
We're going to space. New dad's taking us to the moon. Oh fuck! These indoor soccer tickets aren't going to pay off. Can you do a blind item reveal of who this comedian is, like a gossip columnist?
Oh, I guess we could just
like a certain chubby funster.
Italian. It's Chris Scopo, but we're just fucking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't care.
Hey, do you guys know Chris Locke, comedian?
Yeah,
Chris
of course.
Locke?
Yeah, he's hilarious.
What the fuck? That guy's so funny.
Dude, he's
it's
so
crazy.
funny.
It's crazy how funny he is.
Yeah, totally.
God.
Man, he had
Canada rocks.
I feel like that was very like the Toronto scene when I first started was like
him and fucking Nathan Fielder used to make some of the
dude, yeah.
funniest like sketches and
Yeah,
stuff.
that
like
nonsense rap thing.
The nonsense rap, yeah.
The late great Nemiroff turned me on to him.
Oh, you know Nick Remember?
I loved Nick, yeah.
Yeah, I felt like Toronto was like a really hub for kind of like alt cool alt comedy for a while when I started.
Not embarrassing alt comedy.
No.
Yeah. You know they have that comedy college there.
Oh, we're well aware.
Clown college.
They're donating. They're dedicating a wing to me. A chicken wing, huh? SamTallent.com. I've been doing that joke a lot. It's not hitting. Yeah.
Humber College. Yeah, that was a weird college because people would go there. I remember like when we were doing comedy and people would go there. And then people like didn't do comedy. Mm-hmm. You're going to this college. Like, this is the ultimate, like, I don't know what I want to do with my life. I need to go fuck off for 3 years and just waste $50,000.
Oh, for sure.
Or whatever. Because you're like, it didn't prepare you for comedy. Because the only thing to really prepare you for comedy is doing comedy. And that's the one thing you really...
Pit.
Well,
but that was like the one thing you really didn't do.
Yeah, it kind of goes deeper than that, though, because it was like they would give people honorary degrees and then be like, look who went here.
I see.
Yeah. So it was even... Yeah. You'd be like, that guy went to college for comedy. I should do it. And you're like, I mean, he didn't.
Yeah.
Red Green went here?
You know Red Green?
Come on. I got 2 eyes and a soul. Yeah, Red Green dominated public access like public broadcasting in America. He was like the late night slot.
He was a late
of Red
night.
Green.
Interesting.
If they don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy.
Yeah, because he was he's from my hometown, actually.
Really?
He's the pride of Burlington, Ontario.
There we go.
Green.
That's kind of a scandal that he's from from the suburbs.
Yeah. I don't even know what his real name is.
Edit that out. We got to save the sanctity of Red
That was
Green.
like a big thing.
I actually feel like that's kind of like, dude, he's I would have
You're thinking of Les Stroud, Ryan.
I mean, Red Green, you'd expect that guy's from population 14.
No. Ryan's finding out that actors are like fucking...
They're just like,
Don't tell me Larry the Cable Guy's
Ryan's
fake,
finding out that
too.
the Undertaker's not actually an Undertaker.
Does Larry the Cable Guy even have cables?
the Bushwhackers were from Australia.
Yeah, what? Yeah. What was he on, like NPR? Or no, NPR's
we had
or
PBS,
TBS, or
Public
PBS,
Broadcast
PBS.
System.
I didn't
you'd
know
have
that.
yeah.
I've heard some. Where'd you grow up?
Rural Colorado, Eastern
Rural
Colorado.
Colorado, yeah. Because I've heard some people from like border, like kind of like Minnesota, being like they saw it because they would just get it, like because you get kind of.
I mean, we were like prairie, maybe.
Yeah. But I didn't realize that he was like he made it all down here.
Oh, he was cool. Yeah, he was
Nice.
funny.
Nice.
Yeah.
I never liked that show.
I mean,
hey.
that was my favorite show. I was 10 and not like
Imagine being 8 years old and you have 3 channels.
Right,
And you're like,
right,
this guy's wearing overalls? Hell, I wear overalls.
I mean, every episode it was kind of the Super Dave of.
Yeah, it was like a Canadian.
Yeah,
Super
yeah.
Bowl.
It was like every episode he was just like something broke and I fix it with duct tape. Basically.
Man, my wife's a real bitch about it. That was
The
like the whole
wife's
thing.
nagging.
Yeah. Did you ever get a hilarious House of Frightenstein?
No.
You ever see that?
No,
Oh,
I haven't seen this made up show you just came up with.
I really think you'd like it.
Hilarious House of Frankenstein?
Frightenstein.
Frightenstein?
Yeah, yeah.
I like the name.
It was this like kid show from like the 70s and 80s, but it was like it's really cool.
No.
Yeah, you'd like it.
Okay.
This is a really weird fucking show where this guy played like every character basically. And like they shot it over. I think they shot it over like a course of like a month, like every episode. But it's weird. It was a show that played like it was a kids show, but I only saw it. It would play at like 2 a.m.
Okay.
For like my whole.
So you thought it was like a fever dream?
I thought it was
making
literally, and it was one of those things. 'Cause it was back in like when you would watch a show and there was no like display to show what the show was.
Right,
So
yeah.
it was one of those shows of my childhood where I go, I don't know what this is. Like I don't know what the show's called. I can never find it. And then when it got popular for like hipster bars to start
I see.
playing, like at the bar, would just be
Kitschy
like some
crap,
kitschy
yeah.
crap, exactly. And then I remember seeing it. I go, oh, what is this? Like
And
I'm
you're
like,
like,
I know the
hey,
show. I go,
maybe
what's
I'll-
this called?
Right.
When I was like 30, and someone was like, oh, it's hilarious House of Frankenstein.
And you were like,
Yo Gabba Gabba is one of those too, where
Oh, yeah.
that I feel like I know so many parents that are like, you don't know how funny this show is, and there's
Really
the guy
funny.
from the Aquabats.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
always thought that was cool.
dude, the Aquabats? The Fury of that album?
Travis Barker, original
was
Aquabat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitive for a young Sam Tallent.
Yo, really?
On loop, dude.
Yeah, they're
I
hilarious.
can still sing along to every fucking song on that album, dude. It's so weird the shit that your brain makes space for as you get older.
I know.
And it's like I don't know anyone's birthday.
Yeah.
But if fucking Fury of the Aquabats comes on, you can put on a random track. I can sing it from start to finish.
Yeah.
You know what I've been having lately that I've seen in terms of like my brain losing, where it's like if I'm like writing a joke, I'll start like, kind of learn a lot about the thing
Sure,
to
sure.
kind of get my perspective. And then I'll have like a joke that has a pretty strong take and someone will like, argue with it. And I'm like, I know that I think that I forgot why.
Yeah.
I'm like, I did all the stuff.
You
and
forgot
that-
the sources.
I'm like, yeah, it's
Can't
like I
cite
know
your
my
sources.
opinions, but I'm like, I forget the sources.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm like,
I'm living in a castle made of sand, people.
there was a lot of facts behind this at one point.
Yeah. Check my tabs. Look at my tabs. Yeah.
And I've kind of been thinking that. I'm just like, yeah, or like you'll like someone, you're just like, I don't know, that guy's kind of weird. And you're like, why? And you're like, there's something.
Yeah. Didn't he like rape somebody? Like, no.
Dude,
That's always a safe bet.
Yeah, it's probably rape.
we were going through
Untoward.
yesterday and thing with our buddy. We're talking about Vancouver comics because we're like reminiscing about the old scene.
Yeah.
And we're kind of like, what's happened to this guy? What happened to this guy? And everyone was like, oh, he got me too. Did you never see him again?
Yeah,
You're like,
I was
what about
like-
this guy? You're like, yeah, he kind of caught a me too. And there was like 5 guys.
No, I was literally like, yeah, this guy got me tooed by this girl, and he goes, this guy. I go, no, not that guy. It was like
Same girl, though.
Same girl.
Yeah.
Same girl. Though.
She hit a bad
I go,
run of luck.
Yeah. Dude, this like the Vancouver scene specifically lost legitimately a quarter of their comics.
No.
Oh my God,
To
dude.
me
It's-
too.
To sexual assaults.
Well, there were some of them were spurious, but it was.
Speak on that.
Yeah. Like
Who's
some-
lying?
Yeah. Well, we even like we had a woman with us and she was like, yeah, some of this is pretty crazy. Like it was such a wild time, especially.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was like in the States, probably similar, but Canada, there was this it was honestly like maybe a 2-month period, probably aligning with the Harvey Weinstein thing.
Sure.
I think that's when it really peaked. And like there were some ones where you're like, yeah, I don't know about that. And then I think honestly, in hindsight, even the people would be like, yeah, I got carried away here. There was
No, there
was
was the main one.
criminality.
Just to give specifics to the type of stuff he's talking about, it was like one guy went to the girl's house, they smoked weed, and then she said she started feeling sick and went to and then she goes, I want you to leave because I'm feeling sick, and
I'm
he
feeling
left.
weird.
And then the next day said he drugged me, and the
With
guy was
the
like, I
intent-
didn't
with the
even like.
intent-
I
no, it
wouldn't
wasn't even the next day. It was like she's like 2 years ago. He
Yeah.
drove me home from like an open mic, and yeah, we smoked a joint, and then I was like, I'm feeling weird. Can you leave? He's like, sure. And he was like this super autistic guy.
Yeah.
Like, and we throw that around in comedy. Like,
Sure.
This is like legit.
Yeah.
And then he's just like, okay, I'll leave. And he left. And she's like, I locked the door. And then I realized like now that 2 years ago he drugged me with the intent of like raping me.
Yeah, he wanted to turn my.
And he had a
He wanted to turn my microwave into an alarm clock.
Right, yeah. But he had like a TV show that was about to come out.
Oh, no.
Canceled.
I know. I had a couple of days on it. I was gonna make $3,000 back when $3,000 was real fucking money too.
Oh,
So I'm
yeah.
the real victim of the scenario.
Sorry that happened to you.
Yeah,
Where's
yeah.
your fucking parade?
They don't talk about the collateral damage.
They don't, man.
Yeah, but again,
He just walked away into the ocean, man, never to be seen again.
Yeah.
It was like pretty hot and up and coming comic, and just like that happened.
Yeah,
just
he had so
showcased-
much juice.
You
It
just
was crazy.
just walked in the ocean, just fucking never
legitimately
came back.
like it
Well, he
was
probably loved like whales and stuff if he's autistic. He
There
probably
you go.
loves the
Yeah,
ocean.
he's with his
Yeah.
people now.
Let's live with the
He's been
dolphins.
riding the trains.
He's a hobo.
He's a hobo, just riding the trains. What he really loves.
Yeah, I remember when all that shit was going on, and my wife like sat me down and she's like, "Look, things are going well for you. You do anything fucked up in the past?" And I was like, "What?" And she's like, "You know what?"
Did
I'm
she
saying.
say I'm ride or dying with you?
Yeah,
But-
well, she was like, "Just let me know. I
And
need
she
to
was
get
like-
ahead of it." And I was like, "I love you, but no."
No.
It's so
She's
funny.
like, "Okay, all
Good to
right."
know that you're
Yeah.
chill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, "You were on the road since you were 18, though. There weren't any whoopsies." I was like, "No,
She's
dude."
like, listen, Sam,
Whoopsies.
that's a crazy thing to call it.
Yeah.
Come on, Sam. Sometimes they're asking for it. You're like, what is this?
Look, they're loose. I know. All right, you're just a man. Big dog's got to eat. All right. Yeah. Yeah. No, I was like, no, honey. Also,
I know how you get hungry.
You think that might have happened, and yet you proposed to me. I'm sharing my life with you. She's like, look, I know what you like, baby.
Yeah.
You take what you need. That's what man does. And you're a man, aren't you? Slap me. Spit in my mouth. Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure I didn't. You're like, hey, listen, I'll bury the body.
Uh-huh. Oh,
probably-
she's a doctor too, so she's like very early on. She was like, look, if anything does ever bad happens, like
Sure.
I've sawed up like people, like corpses and
shit.
stuff. Yeah. She's like very, very capable.
I'll tell you what.
Do doctors saw up corpses?
So when you're
Well, this one does. Yeah.
yeah.
Depends on how
She-
bad, how much of a
wasn't
bad
in med
boy he's
school
been.
yet. Yeah.
Gotta fit him in a duffel
you do-
bag
you-
somehow.
You do anatomy lab.
Oh, right.
So like you do have to like learn how to like separate. You have to like look at the bones and the fascia and the muscle and the
Right.
the nervous system's the big one. They had to like flay a corpse to like show the nerves. And that big one was like the penis.
Yeah.
There was like a penis flaying that she did, and she like stepped up. She's like, "This is for me," and like everyone else was like, "Okay, psycho."
Yeah, seriously.
cut up the drifter's penis.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is like an underrated thing about being a doctor is that you have to just be willing to see some crazy. Do and say something.
If you want to know the actual logistics behind it.
That's right. Yeah.
Ass with flush covered in leeches and throw the bags away in various trash bins in different areas. This shit's hilarious.
So if you're looking for the actual technical jargon,
klepto or whatever,
it's necro.
or necro, not klepto.
Dead body disposal. What to do with your foes are killed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to know.
That's the technical. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have any foes you need disposed of,
Sure.
call Dr. T.
Call Dr. T.
She'll get you.
Nice.
If your girl ever starts comedy, that's gonna bother you, and
She will never do that.
loops to the top. The nurses, I got fucking inside wind that the nurse community, all how there's like 9 nurse comics,
Yeah.
printing money.
Oh, for sure.
Like
Same with
you
like the
wouldn't believe.
substitute teacher comic is doing the
Oh,
theater in
yeah.
every fucking town. Yeah, no, it's bizarre.
Someone told me the actual amount of money the guy, and I was just like, "What the?"
Yeah.
Like having a shtick is back.
Oh yeah.
Dude, there's like dudes in America who are like, I'm the voice of Central Wisconsin, and I only do shows in like Northern America, but I make
He's
you
eating.
know $75K a night,
Yeah.
and then sell all my merch, which is all tax free.
Sure.
Yeah, it's insane. What it used to be like minorities did that, and then they would do their shows and make a bunch of money, and we had no idea that was going on.
Yeah, you'd be like, "Who's this guy?" And you're like,
Yeah.
"Every Mexican guy in the world is
Yeah,
here."
yeah. Oh wow, they're doing how many rodeo arenas? Okay, good for
Rodeo
them.
arenas.
We're not. Our demos aren't competing. But yeah, now the fucking hyper specific like, this is my job, and here's an hour about it.
Yeah, and then everyone with that job comes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
or like
Smart.
the there's like the spread or like the PowerPoint comedians and
Oh
stuff.
my god, yeah.
Yeah, like I
Dimitri
think
Martin.
they do pretty good. Like, well, I mean, if you want the cream of the crop of corporate gigs, if you're the PowerPoint comic,
Oh, yeah.
like
Yeah.
you get to probably do every like Christmas party at just like every bank and fucking Fortune 500 company. You're
Yeah.
totally clean. Everybody loves a good PowerPoint presentation there.
God
Sure.
bless 'em.
Yeah,
Get the money.
yeah.
Save it.
We
Save the
tried to
money.
go to Seinfeld on Sunday, but we got denied.
Why? They,
I don't know,
They
we're
saw,
at
you,
the
they saw your tape, and Jerry's like, "Hey, you're a little dirty, buddy."
Oh, Danny but hit the nail on the head. He was just like, "Oh yeah, you think the biggest Israel comic in the world that was giving away free tickets?"
Big comp guy, you think? There's $150 tickets. Big comp guy. With this fucking dollar?
He goes 10% off. Best I can do.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Zero comps at the Seinfeld
And you're
show.
on the festival.
Yeah.
On the
You're
festival.
a booked billed headliner on
Two
the
sold out theaters. Can't get a fucking comp.
But he's staying true to his roots.
He's not having it, dude.
No, dude. You guys should have had him on the pod.
I know.
That would've been huge.
Well, he's still. We would have been leaving. You know, great to.
I
hang
mean,
out,
his
blah,
show's
blah.
tomorrow night. I'm pretty sure his jet lands an hour before showtime and leaves an hour after.
He's probably coming via submarine.
Yeah. He's coming nuclear sub. Yeah.
I had to drive across because I forgot my passport. So
Yeah.
I have an enhanced license because I live in Michigan.
Okay.
So I had to fly to Seattle and then drive up.
They let you in without a passport?
With an
into Canada?
enhanced license, if you live on a border state in America, you can get a license that allows you to go into Canada or Mexico.
Okay.
Why'd you forget your passport?
Because I'm a total spaz.
So you were just on tour and you realized I don't have it. That stinks.
My wife's dumbest friend was supposed to mail it. Let's just say that I think she swallowed it. Yeah, God bless her. She doesn't know where the sun goes at night. But yeah, so she put it in the mail and it didn't arrive.
Stinks.
So now my passport's somewhere.
Oh, that's even worse.
Hey, what are you gonna do?
That's
Not secretly freak out about it. You know? Yeah. It's not gonna be all you think about.
No.
You know? Yeah. No big deal.
I didn't know that you get in. You definitely can't do that the other way. There's no enhanced anything for Canadians to go to the
That's
US.
interesting. You
Hell
think
no.
would be eager to allow you guys
Yeah,
access?
No, they don't.
I know. It's so stupid.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I mean, I know multiple people that stayed a couple days too long and they're banned from the country
No way.
for 10 years. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they don't dick around here.
Yeah, that one day.
yeah.
That one day over 90. That sucks.
The other thing I was sort of thinking about on like hanging out with some of the old Vancouver comics, I was kind of like, you know, you're like a busy guy, you're touring like crazy or whatever, and you know, podcasting and doing your videos, which the special was awesome, by the way.
Thank you.
That was a great special. It was one of the real specials where you felt like you're there.
I wanted it to just be like a thing you can put on with your buddies and
Feels
pass
like
a
you're
bong
there.
around, and you're
Yeah.
like, this is funny, you know?
But
Yeah, thank you.
When you were young, it was like I feel like that 5 to 10 years, or probably 5 to 7 years, where it was like the only thing you had to worry about. But you'd be like, man, it'd be so much easier when you can get in all the good clubs and everything's working, and then you realize, then you're like, no, it's so much easier to do comedy then when you're like the only thing on your mind is my jokes tonight.
Right, yeah.
It was like you'll never realize it when you have it, you know?
I mean, it's nice to sell tickets, but it also sucks when you get that, hey, here's your ticket counts on Wednesday, and you're like, oh, fuck, the Late Show Friday needs some help. And it's like, I never worried about this.
No.
I went, I got my meager guarantee. People weren't going to see me. They were just going to see Big C comedy night at the bar. And it's like, if you could trick those people into liking you with no assumptions or knowledge of who you are, you were like, okay, it's going to be easier when they're out there to see me.
Yeah.
But now they're there to see you, and they fucking want you to be good, and they
Yeah.
drag their buddies along, and you're like, oh my God, it's
And
fucked.
you've been dealing with all sorts of other shit on top of the
Yeah,
jokes.
yeah.
But it is just like such a funny thing where you're just like, you kind of, it's such an easy thing and younger. You're like, oh, that guy with more stuff. It'd be so easier. Like, you're like, man, it would be nice to be Chappelle and just walk over, or Bill Burr or whatever. And then you're
Yeah.
like, no, that guy is like, it's probably such a chore to just be like, let me clear a day
Yeah,
to
yeah.
think.
100%.
Let me clear a day to think.
Yeah, to be a man, be a husband, be a father, all that stuff seems it just fucking falls by the wayside.
And I was kind of jealous when I said, like, you writing a book.
Yeah.
Like, to me, that's lately I've been like, when I'm working on one thing for 3 days, I'm just like, oh, this is such a luxury. It's
Dude, yeah.
This is what it's about.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like, was that cool? Just be like, I'm 3 months or whatever it is, where you're just like, this is my brain, you know?
I mean, yeah, it was great, but I was in Vegas. My wife was in med school, and it was like I had no friends. I couldn't go outside. It was so hot.
Yeah.
You know? I left Denver where I was like a figurehead, and I had all these friends. We just dick around all day and play grab ass and get high, and then moved to Vegas, and my wife's gone all day. So yeah, I was just trapped in a house, and I wrote a book. So that
Kind of
was,
peaceful
Probably a
time.
good,
It was nice.
Yeah, it's probably the ideal.
I
setup.
love being locked in.
Yeah.
I
That's
love
what it is,
being
yeah.
locked into a task daily. I need 1,000 words, or I can't quit writing. You know,
Does that make us simple?
yeah, 100%. And my wife, she's a writer. I'm engaged right now. My next book's due by July 1st to Random House, so I have to have it done, or that money goes away. I like the money, you know. So it's called programming, where I'm just I wake up, she has coffee made, I go up to my room, I write all day. I'll check in occasionally if she's home, but my phone's on do not disturb. You can't get a hold of me. It's awesome. I love it, dude.
Yeah. I guess that Ryan Holiday thing was what do you want your days to actually look like?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
sometimes I nail it. Mostly I don't. But
Hey, I mean,
when I said that, I sat down and I said, what do I want my days to look like? I said, mostly on a plane. I'd like there to be some problems. I'd like to lose a bag, something like that.
Sure.
And then I'm getting there. So it's I'm kind of, You get your dreams come true.
I mean, I met with my manager's in town for that festival because a bunch of her clients are here.
Yeah.
She came over and I had lunch with her before this. Jesus Christ. Do you guys have managers?
No manager. I've had
for
2
you.
and I fired them. I don't know.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know
I
why.
literally fired him like a girlfriend. I was just like, oh yeah, I don't know. I was like, yeah, obviously this is not working out. And he was kind of like, no, we have like a lot of stuff coming down the pipipeline. And I was like,
pipeline.
Dude, I literally said, I was like, I'm surprised you're like saying, I'm surprised your response is not like, yeah.
Yeah. That's what I thought was going to happen today. But no, it was a very rewarding conversation. But like all these things that people are worried about. She's like, do you want this or that? And I'm like, why would I want that? That's embarrassing.
I know.
Why would I want to do that stuff?
Fellas, you try to look like a jacked beast. You try to get the guns out. True Classic, our sponsor, which I've been telling you about.
I'm wearing mine right now.
You're wearing yours? Well, you got it underneath. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Most of the time, if you're getting fully tailored clothes like that actually fit your body right, because most of the people that you think that guy looks like a schlub, a big part of it is the right clothes are not on.
I know. It's just the wrong fit.
That's why you get a guy, but start hanging around with the right people. It gets enough money, starts getting a tailor. Well, you don't need that when you have True Classic. You know, every guy, you might have a little bit extra on the belly.
I hear you.
You're not jacked up. You know, you're not sitting here with an 8-pack, but you're in decent shape. Your arms are looking good.
Yep.
True Classics got that figured out. So this is premium clothes at an affordable price. You can build the perfect outfit in 5 minutes or less. Everything goes great together. Best-selling t-shirts, hoodies, jeans, 3, 6, 9 packs. You know, especially, you know, I've said I got a closet that looks like Batman a little bit.
You got the Steve Jobs.
I got the Steve Jobs. Yeah, you got the hand jobs. I got the Steve Jobs. If you look at my closet, I got a bunch of True Classics right now, and you pop them right off. So you get the packs of them. Shirts designed for your best features, perfect fit, snug in the arms and chest, just the right amount of room in the midsection. Winter must-haves. They got the long sleeve Henleys, fleece hoodies, jeans, button-ups, joggers, and more. So free shipping on all orders, 100%. Perfect fit guarantee with easy returns. So, guys, level up your date night on every single style with clothes that actually fit right. Just go to our exclusive link at trueclassic.com/boyscast to save. That is trueclassic.com/boyscast. Shop now and elevate your wardrobe today. It's time to talk about Factor. We are ready this year to optimize your nutrition. Factor's got chef-made gourmet meals that make eating well easy. They are dietitian approved, ready to heat and eat in 2 minutes. You can fuel up right and feel great no matter what life throws at you. I will say, one of my industry secrets is I probably was 10 pounds up.
Yeah.
And I lost that with 80% of it was, not 80%, but half of it was Factor meals.
Hey man, it's a big one. And I mean, I know I say this all the time, but the best thing is just like 2 minutes, no cleanup.
Boom.
Bingo, bango.
You're gonna get 2 minutes and bang 9 times.
And no thinking about anything.
And what are you going to do with the other minute?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but anything I want, that's what I'm going to do.
Exactly. It's your time.
It's my time and I get it back.
It's your time.
I don't have to live under the tyranny of long-made meals.
The meals are great. You take them out of the thing. What I do is I take them out of the box and I put them on the plate. They are plated.
You church it up.
I church it up.
I don't fancy it at all.
I do church. Well, the reason I church it up is I like to cut it a bit better on the plate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you get and I'm on the protein.
I just eat like a dog eats kibble. Usually have my face in there.
Tie your hands behind your back, put them on the floor. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Move Connor's dish over. It's game time. Factor arrives fresh and fully prepared for any active, busy lifestyle. Also comes in a cool box that keeps it, sometimes if you wait, they deliver it, you don't see it for 6 hours. You're still completely fine.
You're good.
Yeah, 40 options, dietary preferences on the menu each week. It's easy to pick meals tailored to your goals. Choose from preferences like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, or Keto. So eat smart with Factor and get started at factormeals.com/FactorPodcast. That's code FactorPodcast to get 50% off your first box plus free shipping. That is code FactorPodcast at factormeals.com/FactorPodcast. You get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box.
I actually had a thing I got asked to do, like a hosting like this big thing, like an award show that's like televised and stuff like that recently.
Was it porno?
Yeah,
ABN?
obviously. No.
Oh, okay.
But as soon as it happened, like I was kind of like, oh, that'd be cool. And within 2 minutes, I was just like, I've never felt more stressed in my life.
Yeah.
They're just like, wait, why do I? You just feel like I'm like wait, I can just say no.
Right. They're like, this should be your dream. It's like, what?
And I'm like,
When
yeah,
I got into
enough stuff to
stand-up,
do.
I didn't want to host the ESPYs. What are
Yeah,
you
I got
fucking
enough things
talking
to
about?
do, yeah.
Yeah. I got into this because I didn't want to do shit for anyone else. And now I'm doing all this shit for everyone else, and it sucks.
And then you just realize you're like, oh, I don't have to.
But you're also like, oh yeah, all my dreams came true. So like, who am I going to complain to about this at all? You know, my wife's like, oh yeah, that's tough. How much money did you bring in? I'm like, more than I could ever imagine. She's like, okay, yeah, you're going to Dayton, honey. All right, yeah.
No, I talked myself out of it by being like, you're also bad at hosting.
Yeah.
For the record.
I miss hosting. I loved hosting.
Really?
Yeah.
Like,
you
open
seem
mic
like a
hosting
good
and
one.
stuff. Yeah, I think it's because I was an offensive lineman, so it's like I'm used to like taking the bullet.
Yeah,
You know,
sure.
like I'm not gonna get any shine. You get
Yeah.
the touchdown. I'll go up there and eat the mud. But yeah, this guy last night was complaining about hosting, and I was like, "This is good. You have no response. No one thinks you're gonna be good. If you
Yeah.
go out there,
Yeah,
and
that
you're good.
is-
It's awesome. It's a big
Yeah.
victory.
Well, Canada's different for I don't know why, but Canada for whatever reason, the host is generally the better comic than the feature here.
So the host like
They do-
headlines.
like the host, like there's some clubs here where like the host and not that the host headlines, but the host will be like sometimes like little clubs where like in Ottawa and Toronto where like the host will do 1 week as a
Yeah.
host and then headline the next week.
I did know that you guys like valued the host more.
It is weird, yeah, because like in the States, it's literally like just anybody with a fucking just whoever's available.
Oh yeah, it's like
They
you want to
just-
go up there and get stabbed in the stomach
Yeah,
for
you
7
just
minutes.
go, we need the worst person available.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
The guy who
And then-
wasn't booked
but
ever.
for whatever reason in Canada, I never got why.
Yeah.
They put a premium on the host more so than the feature.
I mean, it's good. The host is very important.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
Yeah,
to like
yeah.
a good show. If it's just a random show, it's like who fucking cares?
Yeah,
Go
but-
up there and suck it, bitch.
Yeah,
That's
but
what I
You're traveling
told
like
him
crazy
last
too.
night. Me?
Yeah, I feel like,
yeah.
and you do the travel show.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
I was actually talking about this the other day where I'm just like, I'm because he likes food and traveling too, and I'm jealous of that. Where if someone will be like, you know, look at this, the ninth wonder of the world. I go spend. There's like, yeah, triangle of bricks. Like I can't
Yeah,
get
yeah.
into it.
Right.
What am I missing?
I don't know. I like cities, so like I have no aspirations. to
So
go
you're not
see-
trying to go see the stuff.
I'm not trying to ride a fucking yak. You
Yeah.
know? Like
no,
all
I
that-
don't want to ride a yak.
You
Yeah.
do though.
No, I'm not a yak guy.
Oh, this guy's got a gambling problem. Last night we left the party at 3 a.m. We started walking back. He goes, "Yeah, I'll catch up with you guys." Go to the casino by himself for 3 hours.
Go play craps.
What's your game? Craps?
Craps.
Craps is a real masculine thing.
Yeah,
That's cool.
I honestly just got into it like very recently. I saw some video and I go, "Oh, that looks fun."
And it made sense.
And then, I like for my whole life, I'll go to a casino and I'd look at the craps table and be like, I have no clue what's going on here.
And you're worried that you're gonna bum everyone out. By not
Well, I
knowing
just
what to
literally,
do.
I'm like, I don't know what's going on here. And then I just like randomly saw some like YouTube video and I go, oh, this looks pretty fun.
Are you pressing a lot?
A little
Do you
bit.
press?
Yeah, you press a little
Pressing's
bit.
the
and then-
key,
Yeah,
right?
pressing's the key, and then you take them down. And
Yeah.
I lost like $400 last night.
That's
but
okay. It's Canadian
fun.
money.
Yeah, it's Canadian money.
Yeah.
It literally is. I took an Uber and it was like
Funny money.
I took an Uber and then it's like I paid on my card and then it I don't know, and then you get like the notification on your phone and it was like $6.
I know.
It was a $10 Uber and then it was $6. I'm like, it's crazy.
I got 100 T-shirts printed in North Vancouver for $1,100 Canadian, and I was like, well, it's a rush fee. I get it. It's not bad. And then I looked at the math and I was like, what? These are free T-shirts. I could give these away.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I sell 20 of these for $30, I've made my entire nut back.
Yeah.
How's that work? You guys have a strong economy, right?
Yeah, it's all right, I guess. I don't know.
They sort of try to keep the dollar low.
Well, here maybe because proximity to China, so it's probably like
Red Menace.
The Red Menace, yeah.
Yep.
It's probably like a little cheaper just because like anything imported has to travel not as
see.
far.
Yeah.
But I mean, still someone has to print them. So
They were American Apparel shirts too, which in the States we're really getting bogged down in merch stuff.
Yeah.
But those shirts are expensive.
But
in the
those
States.
those aren't even made here. Those are made in LA, right?
I know. So they had to import
those are
them,
imported,
but
and
they're
then,
cheaper here than they were down there.
That's weird. That doesn't make any
If you
sense.
want to know more about unit pricing on merch,
Sure.
SamTallent.com.
So what's the travel hack for people who don't like traveling?
Well, I love traveling, but I do love going to a city and getting like a nice cup of coffee in the morning.
You like doing normal stuff like going out for food with people and like.
I like to wake up, I like to get a cup of coffee, and then I like to just walk in a direction in a city.
Yeah, me too.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I'm exactly the same.
Exploring.
Yeah, I'm exploring.
Yeah, me too.
I'm a flaneur, as our
flaneur.
Canadian listeners
Sure.
know. Yeah.
Yeah, I like to just walk around.
Mhm. But like, I don't want to go out to the fucking jungle. I'm
no,
afraid
no.
to go to places where you have to ride a moped.
Yeah,
because I'm so huge.
Yeah, I did that. I didn't like that.
Yeah, it's like
I don't
you're
like-
you're not a slight.
No,
fella.
I'm not a slight fellow, and like, doing the moped thing. Like I was in Southeast Asia where like the mopeds are taxis.
Mandatory, yeah.
No, but they're like, if you go to smaller places, like that's a taxi. So then you literally are like,
I'm not going
You have your
anywhere.
hands around the waist of like a 90-pound Thai man as you're on the
I
back
could break
of his
you in
scooter.
half, man.
Or sometimes if you're really adventurous, you sit the other way and there's a handle and they drive you back.
Oh, I thought you meant you straddled him.
No, like a baby,
baby style.
Just swaddles me.
You're hanging off the back.
Yeah, and you hang off the back if you really, and then just expecting. They never crash. It's crazy because they never crash.
But I worry about my confidence on that vehicle.
Yeah.
You know, like my enormous weight is going to throw
I
them
know.
off at a
Fuck
turn.
that, dude.
But dude,
I'm
you
scared.
you legitimately go there. Like I'm sure you've maybe like seen a photo of it online. But like you go there and like someone has like there's like a family on a scooter and a full size fridge. And they're just like holding it with like a rope.
They
and
have
they're
a house on there.
Yeah, like a whole house. It's crazy.
Yeah.
They
Everyone
are
belongs.
very industrious people.
So like that precludes me from like going to Vietnam for now.
Yes,
You know?
sure.
But it's like I love all the cities of the world. I love people. Like I don't know.
I like seeing
So-
how other people live.
I do too. I like
Yeah.
observing them in their like
Yes.
real small moments.
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
parts that you don't see on the Welcome to Paris tourist pamphlet.
Totally.
Like I like going to the fish market at like 6 a.m. and just seeing people out there like fucking, hanging up tuna.
Yeah.
Walking by a bakery when it's like you can smell that shit. Like there's a lot of I just like the romance of the world. I like flowers, I like the light hitting a building. I like walking by a building in the morning and then walking by it at night and seeing how the light changes on the glass on the building. I like sitting by a river and drinking some nice wine.
See, that's actually more up my alley.
You're just chilling, but you're doing it in
Ryan,
public.
That's why I go to jazz though, and literally one of the main things to do is jazz.
Yeah.
And it's like it's really that you're just like this feels cool,
Dude.
It's like romance.
Motherfucker, you couldn't be more right. I just went to a jazz club in Detroit for the first time ever.
Yeah.
And like with like my family and my wife's family, people of all different colors and creeds. I've never felt so cool.
Right?
I was wearing a bolo tie. I didn't feel self-conscious. I'm
Yeah.
just sitting there like watching dudes.
Yeah.
Jazz is tight, dude.
Oh yeah.
And a
on the
lot of it-
rocks. How about that? Yeah.
Yeah. It's awesome. Because like my dad loves like Zappa and shit, and I was like, I'm not like well versed in jazz, but I'm watching this jazz band, and I'm like, oh, this is just like the same scales and shit that my dad was playing in the house. you
Yeah.
know? Yeah.
And it's kind of got and also
You're
there's
talking
got
about
this,
the music, right? Not the Utah basketball franchise.
Oh, you were talking about fuck. Okay, yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Well, Utah. Yeah.
Quit smiling, Squiggy. Do something. So you go to jazz a lot?
Yeah, probably once a month. Yeah,
That's cool.
And it has this comedy vibe where like it's kind of like being at the Cellar or something, where like a guy will come in for 10 minutes and then you could tell you're like. You can low-key see the respect they're showing him. You're like, oh, this is like a legend. Like, there's all these. And it's got that thing where in comedy, but there's other things, sports probably a little bit, where there's not that many things where you have like really eclectic groups of people together.
Right, yeah.
Whereas comedy's, like the black comics and the white scene and then the nerdy white guys and the kind of bros, they all sort of, come together.
Yeah.
And then in this, there's very much like nerdy kind of like university jazz guys with like old like black guys, and then the young black church players, like the drummers were all like church guys, and then the alcoholic like old white guy that plays guitar. Like it's a good, interesting, cool like mix of people that would be not friends
in
under
New York
those
specifically,
circumstances.
like all these guys are.
Oh, Ari's always going to jazz in New
Well,
York.
Ari, like, there's this place on Avenue B. What's that place called?
I've been to that place.
No.
The one that Ari takes you to?
Yes, I used to live right by.
It's like an Alphabet City kind of.
It's it's like 14th and B. I can't remember what Mona's.
Oh yeah, we went to Mona's.
Yeah, we went to Mona's, and they had this like they have I think Mondays is bluegrass, like it's just like an open bluegrass jam, and then Tuesdays is jazz. But like the bluegrass, not so much. I prefer the bluegrass, but the jazz night is like you just have all these people dropping in, and you're like, yeah, this guy like went to probably like Juilliard or something.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
It's just like a world class like whatever he's playing trombone.
He's just doing a spot in the
trombone.
city.
He's just the guy's like I don't want to be a professional musician. I don't want that life.
Yeah.
But I want to perform sometimes, and these people are like incredible.
Yeah.
I always find it funny with the jazz stuff like that. Like we'll go to somewhere and I'll be like, oh, that guy, I don't like this band. That's not good or whatever. And then the people will be like, well, no, let's not go there again. You hated it. I was like, no, I like to do that.
Yeah.
That's the thing I like to do.
I'm a hater. I like to hate.
Yeah.
I like to come here and pretend I know what I'm talking about.
Dude, isn't that fun?
It's like going to a bad movie.
Yeah. Or it's like when they pour you wine and you're like, Oh, robust. It's like I'm not going to send it back ever.
No,
I'm afraid.
Yeah, I know.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah, I don't even know what I'm tasting for.
Uh-huh.
I just go,
oh, wow.
Yeah. I go, it could taste like vinegar. I'd be like, I think this is what this is meant to taste
The
like.
terroir, I can taste the dirt.
We were banging yesterday at the sushi place because it's the best sushi on these coasts, I guess.
Yeah.
And they had with the flames on the plate and
They brought us a
everything.
little pot that was just on fire.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if we were supposed to eat it or anything, but
You ate the pot?
No, there's just this little it was like a little, almost like a teacup.
Yeah.
And then it was on fire.
Huh.
And then I don't know if it's just decoration. But yeah. Ryan was stressed out about it, so he blew it out.
Maybe it was like sake or
Oh, it was
something?
No, it wasn't a drink. It was just like
Food.
we got sushi, and then one of just like the garnishes beside the ginger was just this little cup on fire.
Huh.
Yeah,
Flaming garnish.
flaming garnish. Yeah,
It's a lot, yeah.
I love the Japanese.
yeah.
Actually, you could answer this question. We were
Or maybe we were supposed to roast the fish on there. I don't know.
either way. I knew it was 100% going to light me on fire within the next 5 minutes. It was trouble. But we're saying, as an old guy, so like 70, it started with Japanese because cool Japanese guy, and we're saying, what do you think the best old race to be is? Because we're saying Japanese is pretty cool. Tai Chi in the park. Like, if you really do it right, you still have a bit of long hair going on. Japanese is pretty solid.
Yeah,
It's hard to argue with Japanese. Man, you know who
Old
I like?
black guy's solid.
I like old black guy with the horseshoe afro.
Sure.
Yeah.
He's all the way bald right here, and he still lets this grow.
Yeah.
I
Big
like
belt
that guy.
buckle.
Big belt buckle, a lot of denim.
Oh, yeah.
He's just like denim overcoat, denim jeans, a pair
Gold
of shoes
trim.
he's had. Yeah, sure, a little bit of accoutrement.
Yeah.
I think
Some alligators.
I'm living in Detroit, so I'm seeing all these old, cool black guys. And I'm
Detroit
like,
is a hub for old
I wish
black
I could
guys.
play pool with you guys,
Right.
And like
Yeah,
sip
yeah.
a beer for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
That's what
I
I
like
would
the ones that dress like they're 14. Full matching, like
Yeah.
tracksuit.
Oh, Flavor Flav.
Yeah.
stuff.
Flavor Flav style.
Yeah, there's not that model of old black guy in Detroit so much.
a lot of them in New York.
No, you got old head. They
the-
didn't switch to skinny clothes. Yeah.
No, they're still classy and grown.
Mm-hmm.
You can find bars in Detroit that advertise classy and grown.
No,
And
they
that's-
don't. Really.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. So like, I've been to a couple of those places, and that's fun.
Funny.
Kind of
Yeah, it's
like a Motown.
if you're like not wearing 5 rings on both hands, like,
That's what they mean.
Yeah.
Classy and grown. You're like dress up. You're like, what does that mean? You're like lot of necklaces.
It's dudes who want to wear Cartier sunglasses indoors and like sip cognac and get halved like every fortnight. Like they're gonna get sucked eventually.
Yeah.
They're just kind of lurking.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
not desperate for it.
Yeah.
There's no reek of desperation in these old places.
A Japanese black was cool. We probably put white then. Then we said worst is old Indian man. We said that we put that as the worst one to be.
No, because whenever I see an old Indian man, I'm like, what knowledge do you have?
Sure,
There's
in
like
his
a reverence
community,
there.
but bad toupees.
Yeah, but that's bold. That's cool. That's him like being like,
Trying to
I'm
picture
not
the
going
model.
softly into that
Well, if
night.
you become like a meditation yoga guy, that's an
I don't
an
like
avenue.
the orange dress guys. That's not who I'm talking about. I'm talking about like the very like stoic Indian man you see at the head of a table at like in like an Indian like documentary, like at the wedding, the guy who paid for the whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
He's just kind of like surveying like his kingdom and what he's provided. I like that guy.
I like
I
I like
gotcha.
the blinged out Indians.
those.
But they don't have a good
Yeah, I like
lot
the
of
ones
dress
who are-
options. Like, what is that? What is that? What do the clothing entail for that guy?
I don't know, but I know that he's
Usually,
able-
it's the
I like the
a
orange
big phone case.
I like
Sure, yeah.
the dyed orange beard guys.
those guys rule.
Yeah,
and I
those
don't
guys
think those
rule,
are
yeah.
dyed, bro.
I think it is dyed.
What?
There's I think Eritrea on the east coast or the west,
I thought
the east
it
coast
was.
of Africa.
I thought it was a dye thing.
I don't
where they
think so,
have
dude.
Because
they're
so
like
some of
orange
them are-
all over.
I thought no, because they have like some really.
I think that I know the model you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah,
and I think that's right off the fucking floor.
Ew.
You know?
Interesting because you're
Yeah.
like it's like this. It's like a almost like sunlight red. It's like
Yeah, yeah.
It's like,
like
it
when
has
you
like a
eat-
gray.
Actually,
When you
no
eat
idea what you're
marinara sauce
talking about.
and then your mouth gets stained,
Yeah.
it's that orange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seeing guys with red beards.
You've never
Orange
seen this?
beard.
Orange. It's like an orange red. I thought it was a dye. I thought they dyed. I thought it was some sort of cultural.
Well, they have that cool thing where I think it's Holi or Holy, where they
Yeah.
have the dust festival. It's all the different colored chalks.
Yeah, all the chalks and stuff.
Right.
This
So
has to be dyed.
I don't think it's dyed, bro.
It's like orangutan hair.
Well, let's easy.
The hair.
Cut that one out.
The hair.
No, I thought it was dyed.
I could be
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah.
Because I know that
Because I thought it was
there's a
some
lot of those
religious
dudes.
thing. Where they
I think they're Bangladeshi.
This isn't dyed hair.
I don't think it's dyed.
Come on.
yeah.
Look at the side of his head. It's not really red on the hair.
No, it is a little red on the side.
Look, your facial hair is different than
That-
your head hair.
How does it become red?
I probably years of breeding.
Yeah.
There,
Yeah.
ChatGPT that. Is this
I thought it was like
that guy looks cool. You don't want to be
Yeah,
that
I mean, this guy looks like he's about to start a gender studies class.
Sure.
like now that I show that to you, Ryan, you'll see this all over New York.
Yeah,
like there's
that's the
people like
guy.
that. These guys are everywhere.
I don't notice things because I've never seen any of this shit.
Yeah.
I was in Rome last year. I had a team of those guys special make me a shirt out of 2 shirts.
Really?
Yeah, and they swarmed and they put it together in like 3 hours and charged me God knows how much
A
more
shirt
than
out
they
of
should
2
have.
shirts.
Yeah, because I went to this place and they had like cool shirts, but none of them fit me.
Oh.
So I was like, "Can you?" And they were like, "What the?"
Oh, Asia would be a nightmare for you.
That's so fucking funny.
Yeah, it was great.
Asian guys had to make 2 shirts.
And they swarmed. And then I saw them conspiring in Bengal or whatever, and I was like, "Hey, the checkbook's open, boys."
Yeah.
Just 9 guys just fucking having a shirt together.
Probably
Yeah.
$30.
I mean, it was a lot of euro, but I think that
Yeah.
it probably cost $12.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
the labor that they put in.
Right.
What do you got, Squiggy?
It's an orange dye that comes from the henna plant.
It's dye.
It's henna. Yeah. There you go.
That's crazy.
I've been
That's
living-
not dye.
I thought it was not dye
Yeah,
my
yeah.
whole life.
I mean, it's a great color though.
Yeah, it's cool.
I like that color.
But he's doing his hair too.
Yeah, they do the.
But it was like you could see pieces of their hair kind of sticking through. That's what it was for me. I was just like,
Well,
Yeah.
unless they're
rocked.
albino or something, and even then they get white hair. So I take back my own comment.
No.
I think that old Russian guy would probably be pretty bad. Just like life, like destroyed by vodka. And
Russian
Oh, yeah,
guy.
yeah. I've seen a lot of those, and
They get the big
the
rutabaga
bulbous,
nose.
and
Yeah.
the ears. Well, old Jewish guy because the ears and nose never stops growing.
I think old Jewish guy's a fun one to be too.
Yeah, but some of
Well,
them
Jewish
have,
guy's not bad.
It's not
Yeah.
bad, but some of them have like the aggressive.
You get to complain, and it's like, of course.
Oh yeah. But the nose and ears just they never stop growing. For
So you wanna
I know
be
they never
hot
stop
when you're
growing
old.
on anybody, but seems like old Jewish guys.
I think it's more that they were just
cranks.
starting pretty big to begin
Yeah,
with.
it really cranks.
Well, they had to be listening for all that. Only the paranoid survive.
right. Paranoid survive.
This is evolution of that.
Russian, I could see both models because I see the boozer nose.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know.
I have a Russian guy in my family who has like the crazy like boozer.
Really?
Boozer nose. Oh yeah.
I know a guy who got the boozer nose and he was like completely normal, probably till 50.
Yeah.
Then just like it felt like overnight, it just fucking sprouted like a
Yeah.
plant.
Yeah, I'm like-
my grandfather didn't have the boozer
disturbing.
nose, but my grandfather had like, in my opinion, the best like gut, which is like the super firm,
The hard gut.
the hard
Firm
gut.
man gut
The
on a skinny body.
Well, it's skinny body, but like from it's straight like beer gut. I guess
like
it would
the
be-
sandbag gut.
It's like firm. It's like
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
like is this just one giant ab?
Mm-hmm.
You're like this is like firm, but it's just like a huge gut. But
right. It's like all Miller Lite and
Stiff.
beef jerky
this
for
was all
40 years.
Yeah, this was just like all vodka and cured fish.
Yeah.
because he was an old Russian guy, but it was like so firm. You're
I like
this-
that gut.
Yeah.
There's-
No, not a stretch mark on it.
No.
No stretch marks ever on them.
Yeah.
It's just like super
It's like
taut.
it's Albanian steel.
Yeah. It makes no sense. You're like,
No.
because this is
It
fat.
proves science wrong.
Yeah, it literally you go, this is fat.
Uh-huh.
And fat is naturally soft.
Dude,
There's nothing soft about this.
No, yeah. Well, it's like your body had to save that so you could survive the Balkan winters.
Yeah, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It's so like, that.
The booze
My
nose?
family has some, my mom's side definitely, some skinny guys, tiny twig arms,
Twig
big
arms.
gut.
Oh yeah. That's a tough one.
It's rough, yeah.
That guy with his shirt off at the pool, that's a bad look.
That's
Because
a-
he can't cannonball, but he's still fat.
Yes, and even
know?
the good, because Russian's a good one to pick, because even the good Russian, where you're just like, like stoic, like nothing bothers me, like kind of mean, it's like, you're like kind of cool, but it
Yeah.
still sucks to be.
Right. Yeah. It's tough to carry that around.
Tough
You
to
don't want to
carry
live
that-
in that mech suit.
Right. You're
Clothes
like,
are a
Wait,
nightmare.
old Jamaican guy.
Old Jamaican guy,
Old
solid.
Jamaican guy's
Yeah,
huge. That's a cool one.
that's probably what I was talking
one
about more.
dreadlock all over your body.
Yeah.
Just head to toe, one piece of hair.
He used to have one
smoking
guy-
weed constantly, drinking Red Stripe.
Like the guy at Well Charged. Remember that? He goes, 7 days without beef patties makes 1 week.
That's and
I
you can
love
say that, and everyone's like, "Thank you, for-
Wisdom.
Yeah, exactly.
Wise.
Yeah, Pat from Pat's Caribbean on Queen Street.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
That dude was. You ever go to Toronto? You've been to Toronto, right?
I've been to.
There was
Toronto,
this fucking.
yes.
I think it closed recently, but there was this roti place, like Caribbean roti place on Queen Street. It was legendary, and the whole deal was the dude was such an asshole, like real like soup Nazi vibes.
Yeah.
but like. He was actually nice, but he just was kind of an asshole. But like it was just understood this was like part of the experience. But
Yeah.
the food was so fucking good. Man, it was the
Interesting.
best jerk chicken in probably Toronto.
The Krabby Joe situation.
Yeah, yeah, Krabby Joe.
Who's Krabby Joe?
It was this place, this shitty chain.
Is that Canadian?
Yeah.
It's called Krabby Joe's. And
I know Joe's
the waiters
Crab
were
Shack.
crabby.
Joe's Crab Shack was in the States.
No, this is not crabby because they served crabby because they're grumpy waiters.
Oh, so it was rude.
I don't even think
Yeah, and
the
it's like their
waiters-
shtick.
I don't even
wasn't
think
it?
the waiters.
I
were
might have
grumpy.
made this up, but in
No,
my
you're
mind they
you're
were
thinking of,
grumpy.
like Dick's Last Resort.
We have Dick's Last Resort. Dude,
Yeah.
I went to a Dick's Last Resort one time with a bunch of friends, and this like young woman comes up and she's like, "Hey, jerks, do you guys want? I bet you want some water."
Her heart's not in it.
Yeah, and it's like you just wanted her to be like, "I really need this job." Yeah. Hey, dickheads, here's your slop, pigs. I'm so. This isn't me. This isn't me. Yeah, it's like she just wasn't in it.
I
It
love
was
the
so much fun.
No tip. Waiter was pleasant.
Yeah. Yeah, waiter didn't make me eat off of a dish on the ground like a dog. No money.
Yeah, I've never been to a Dick's Last Resort. Isn't there another one too? There's like a competing one. It's crazy. This country is like, I love this country because you're like, it has the space for not only a Dick's Last Resort where they treat you like shit, but then like someone's like, oh, that's a good business model. And you're like,
Competing cranky restaurants.
competing restaurant where the waiter treats you like shit.
Yeah.
And there's like enough demand in this country for 2 different chains to survive.
Yeah.
I've never been. In my mind, Krabby Joe's was that, but I think I might have just.
No,
made that
Krabby
up.
Joe's was just, it was like I don't even know if it exists anymore, but it was a Canadian chain that
Well,
is
like,
just
for
like,
one I
the
had
guy
was
was
Krabby.
just like, the logo was just grumpy guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like a bunch of restaurants in like American inner cities where they like some food writer will go there and they're like, it's great, you know, you get a hot dog and they call you a dumb bitch and it's just the time of your life. You really feel the beat of the street beneath your feet, you know. This is Chicago, and it's like it's just a bunch of old black women who like don't want to be there.
Yeah.
So you go to that
The
place.
call
and-
centers.
Yeah, it's
call
not
center vibe.
charming and old world. It's just like, oh, I guess I am a fucking.
Yeah, it's like-
I guess my tits are
It was
visible.
like Pete
yeah,
Wells.
thank you,
It's like
ma'am.
they called me a honky. I loved it.
Yeah, exactly. Uh-huh.
Invigorating.
I mean, that is the kind of the wisdom of like roadie places and Jamaican places. If you're like, if they're like, how's it going today? You're like, you know what, I'm actually
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
You
No.
want that person to be like, what do you want? Who you actually?
They just point to a menu that was written in chalk. That's what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, chalk menu. for
It's like
sure.
everyone's like Parisians are so mean, and it's like, yeah, they're the best at living. Let them be mean to you.
Sure.
Like let them fucking.
I
call
didn't
you
even
an
find
idiot.
them. I've been to Paris a few times. I never found them overly.
I haven't either, but there's
No.
this rumor of them being like over it. And it's like, well, yeah, you walk in and you're like, hey there, little lady, can
Yeah,
I get a croissant?
Can I get an Americano, please?
Yeah, yeah. Uh-huh. Can I get a cappuccino?
Apparently
I know it's
they're all-
Well,
4
they're
in
like
the
pretentious,
afternoon.
isn't that the
They're
stereotype?
not-
kind of?
yeah, I guess.
But you don't
People
find that to be
I
true?
never found
I
that.
don't
Although
think so.
apparently in Canada now, because of the trade war, that you can't. Everybody's changing Americanos to Canadianos.
Stop it.
Yeah, it's pretty embarrassing.
I feel like all the stuff that Canada's doing for the trade war comes across as kind of corny.
Oh, it's super corny.
There is that like little brother aspect of it, you know?
Yeah.
Where
Uh-huh.
It's like, oh, hell, we'll get your ass, you know?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like- I just think Canada should focus on how good it is and like quit comparing themselves to us.
Yeah.
Because like I come up here and it's like it's a completely different place. There's a whole different way of life. The architecture's different. The food's of a higher quality. It's like I don't know why you guys want to compare yourselves to us at all.
I mean,
Maybe we
that's-
forced that upon you.
Yeah,
probably.
the problem is that we have no like super distinct culture, so we essentially like in terms of like entertainment and whatnot, like it all
Sure.
like the industry kind of died a bit, so now we don't really produce much.
Yeah, but I guess
like-
in comedy, like you guys have given us.
Yeah,
some
but
of
then
the
we all
best.
leave.
The slower pace does annoy me when I come back. Like I felt like this in Australia too, where it was just like in
They
America.
really take their time down there.
oh my
yeah.
god! Right?
Oh yeah, dude.
It was, and I've had it a bit here too. But there's this attitude that's more prevalent in probably America, where you're just kind of like. You're like, I need this to happen. You're like, yeah, we'll figure it out. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Where it's like, dude, like yesterday, I was just like, okay, by the way, I have merch. It was like the guy looked like his.
Yeah.
Let me call the union chief. Let's see if we can do this.
He goes into his office. You hear a single gunshot blast.
Dude, the guy was like, it was like every little thing, and I was
Yeah.
just like, okay, well,
You ever
and I
see that-
literally said to the guy, I was like, okay, well, now that we got that sorted, brace yourself because we have a guest spot. Like,
You ever see the Mr. Show sketch, The Change for $1?
Yes.
It's that.
Yes.
It's literally like change, and like calling 50 people to see if you can get change for $1.
Right.
Yeah.
so there's like little things like that where you're just like every little thing of like, it kind of reminds me a little bit of like if you're been on vacation with your wife and like something small is becoming too big of a deal, like how are we going to get to that place? And you're like, oh, I mean, we'll have to get. And you're like, yeah, it'll be. I don't know. We'll find. Like, I promise you, this isn't going to be that big of a deal. Everything has that energy where it's like the littlest thing is kind of. Oh, I mean. Okay, I guess. Do you mind sending an email? Do we have a meeting about it? And you're
Yeah,
like,
we're gonna need this on paper before we can do
it's
this.
like so that
We're gonna need a chain
That little like aspect of it for me, especially like always like kind of drives me nuts. Australia has it times it's a hot version of add the heat to that, right?
Oh yeah. No, Australia is like you get a flat white, you try and get a coffee, and you're there for 8 minutes, and you're like, what if I had anything else to do? What if I wasn't just some drifter here who had to be on stage in 12 hours?
Not in a hurry.
Yeah. No, it's strange. And it's just like they have that lackadaisical thing.
Yeah. That's like, have you ever been to Spain?
Oh, yeah.
Spain, you go there, you go, does anybody work here? Mm-hmm. Does one person have
you guys all have 6 hours off in the middle of every day?
Yeah, and you go and you all eat dinner at midnight?
Yeah.
And, like, dude, with your families and shit?
It's crazy how late they eat there. I like a late meal, but if you go to a restaurant in Spain before 10, they're like, all right.
What?
Yeah.
Whoa, hey.
Dude, you go to...
they just took a nap twice, right?
For sure.
You literally go to, like, in Barcelona, like, you go for dinner at midnight, and it's people there with, like, whole family, like, kids.
Grandma, kids everyone's
like,
there.
You know, a 6-year-old who's, like, should definitely be sleeping.
And also that meal's going to last 3 hours.
Yeah, 3-hour meal, like, and everything's just, like, long and drawn. I mean, it's great. The food there is amazing.
Being in a hurry in Europe is, like, makes me very self-conscious of being an American.
Yeah.
It's like you don't want to have a meal that lasts over 2 hours because you want to go see more of it. And
sure.
Like, this is why you're here.
Yeah, this is why you're here.
Eat the octopus.
And you're like, no, I'm doing it, and then I have there was more things we got to do.
Yeah.
We have an
That's
itinerary.
why Tokyo's cool, because Tokyo's like, whatever you need, it's there 24 hours a day, and then they expect you to get the fuck out.
Because that's the other side of it, and I was feeling that. I was like, oh, everything moves super quick at this sushi place, and you're like, yeah, because they want you to be here for 14 minutes.
Yeah, we literally, like, it almost felt like they had our food already prepared. The speed at which it came. This isn't even,
They want you
packed
out.
restaurant, like, packed restaurant. You go, this doesn't even make sense.
There's no lingering over a meal in Tokyo. It's like,
yeah, you're just like,
eat your noodles and then...
Dude, I had
productivity culture.
a guy in Australia that, like, it was like a dude like you, like the complete normal guy. Actually, probably more bro-y, more of like a bro-y, like probably was in a frat type dude. And he was, and then I was hanging out with him for like 3 days, and then we went to some bar and a bunch of gay guys came up and they were like, oh, what's up? And then he kissed the guy on the lips, and I was like, what was that all about? And he was like, oh yeah, like I'm straight, I got a girlfriend, but like every now and then I'll, like, you know, like have sex with a guy or whatever. And he's like, oh yeah, it's like more normal here. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's like, I guess that European attitudes got down to Australia, but this guy was like probably into rugby and shit. And he was like, yeah, you know, every now and then I blow a dude. And I was like, what? Are you gay? And he's like, nah. And I was like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah. What a great life.
Yeah, sure.
You know? It's like,
hey, you want more for you, but
yeah. Get sucked. Wouldn't it be great if we could end this podcast and just blow each other? That guy's living the life.
If you can enjoy it, yes, you're right. You've got it figured out, I guess, a little bit.
I also love when you think you have a guy completely figured out, and then he loves
Oh my God,
jazz, you know? You have an assumption of who Ryan Long is, and then you're like, oh, you go to jazz? That's great. I
Sure.
love it.
Boys, this is a PSA for anyone out there who is renting. If you haven't heard of Bilt, you're going to thank us because you can earn points on rent. It's now a reality when you pay your rent through Bilt. You don't even have to check with your landlord to start earning points that you can use towards flights, hotel stays, fitness classes, even your next rent payment. So I would say, I'm in New York. People say 30% is your...
I mean, that's almost every person. Your biggest expense is your rent, assuming you're a renter. And
right.
Yeah. It's like you get points towards it. I mean, my building...
You do it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I use it every month now.
Yeah, so you're just racking up points.
It's like I would have paid it anyways. Yeah. And now I get points.
So anyone who's not doing this, you're going to thank us when you switch over. You're already paying rent. There's no cost to join Bilt. And as a member, you'll earn valuable points on rent and on your everyday spending. So Bilt points can be transferred to your favorite hotels and airlines, even the ones you haven't heard of. There are over 500 airlines, 700,000 hotels, and properties around the world you can redeem your Bilt points towards. So points can be redeemed towards a future rent payment even, and unique experiences that only Bilt members can access. So if you're not earning point on rent, my question is, why not? Start earning points on rent you're already paying by going to joinbilt.com/boyscast. That's JOINBILT.com/boyscast. Make sure you use our URL so you know we sent you. Joinbilt.com/boyscast to start earning points on your rent payments today. Fellas, I gotta tell you about Mando's whole body deodorant. If you don't already know about Mando, you're walking around, you don't have the confidence, you woke up, you think you might be smelling, you're at someone else's house.
And you're traveling like us right now. We're in an airport every other day.
Airports,
long
yeah,
flight.
you too, man.
Oh, buddy, airports make that grundle stink.
Grundle is...
Not with Mando, though.
No, it's because of Mando. On the airport, sometimes you take a nap, you do this, you do that.
You're walking around terminal to terminal.
Or if you're just in a walk-in city, you're cooking around, man, and then you walk. Oh, you just like, you know what? I'm gonna get some steps in. Let me walk over to that restaurant. It's like, well, the restaurant, you're gonna be bumming everybody out. And you're on a date. Good luck.
Forget it.
Forget about it.
Forget about it.
So this is a whole body deodorant used everywhere. We're talking bits, balls, thighs, folds, belly button, butt cracks, feet. Created by a doctor who saw firsthand how normal BO was being misdiagnosed and mistreated. This is clinically proven to block odor all day, control odor for up to 72 hours. These people are not messing around over at Mando, man. They've got it done. Mando deodorant products. They got the deodorant, the solid stick deodorant, formulated and powered by mandelic acid to stop odor before it starts. Spray deodorant, aluminum free and ideal for the hard to reach places. They have soap. We've got a variety of fresh scents to choose from. Bourbon leather, Clover Woods, Mount Fuji, Pro Sport. I'm a bourbon leather guy myself, and this is clinically proven to control odor better than a shower with soap alone. 12 hours after a shower, I've told you this before, average man's grundle odor was a 5 out of 10. With Mando, the average grundle odor, we're talking zero.
Zero grundle, baby.
Zero.
Zero dark grundle.
So there's these people, like I said, they figured it out. Why be out there stinking up like some friggin' stinky bum?
Yeah, no point. There's literally no reason.
We all know what it's like to sit beside someone and you're like, this guy's stinking the joint up. You don't want to be that guy.
No.
Right?
No.
Avoid it.
Ladies do not like that guy.
I hate that guy.
And guys do not like those ladies.
They talk, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Both sides of the coin there. Mando's starter pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice like mini body wash and deodorant wipes, and free shipping. As a special offer to our listeners, new customers get $5 off a starter pack with our exclusive code. That equates to over 40% off your starter pack when you use the code BOYSCAST at shopmando.com. SHOPMANDO.com. Please support our show. Tell them we sent you. Smell fresher, stay drier, boost your confidence from head to toe with Mando.
Dude, your Man on the Street video, I told you when I saw you at Skankfest, my little brother turned me on to you.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And he was like, dude, this guy's so funny. And then I was like, oh, Man on the Street. Okay. But you were able to do it without being obnoxious while also being hyper obnoxious. Like, you're doing all the things that turn me off of that shit, but I don't know if it's because you're Canadian or so charming.
That is what it is.
But dude, you're doing it, and I'm like, this is so funny. And he's saying some of the most ludicrous things to people's faces I've ever seen on tape.
Yeah.
But yet, I don't hate it. You know?
In my opinion...
It's a huge compliment I'm trying to give you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I hope I'm not...
Do you know Tom Green? Do you like Tom Green?
Come on.
Yeah, like, you know, Ali G show. Well, think about all of the biggest Man on the Street people aren't American.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And I think the
Good
reason
point. What the fuck?
Well,
You're
this
right.
is what I think is like ultimately what it like good version is.
Yeah.
You're doing like a satire of a guy doing this.
Sure.
Like to some degree, whereas Americans are all just actually doing it.
Yeah, like Billy Eichner's really like in your face.
Like Billy
Oh,
Eichner,
yeah,
that's what
people
American
chasing
Man
people
on the
down the
Street looks
street.
like.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm like playing a different guy each time, and I'm playing really. You're dumb, and you're kind of like
Right,
you're saying one thing, and then it's like a seduction kind of act, as opposed to like it's a different thing in my opinion.
It's the thing that I think that specific skill you're talking
yeah.
about, that seduction, comes from because you played sports, right?
Yeah.
So like, you know, when you have a really dumb guy on the team and you can say stuff to his face and he doesn't know that you're making fun of him.
Yeah, yeah.
You know that guy?
Yeah.
And everyone on the team's like, oh, you keep getting his ass. Yeah. Like, that's the thing you learn in locker rooms, and then I think you were able to weaponize that and take it to the street. Because you are like, you know, you're purposely being dumb to exploit this person.
And people also do look dumb.
Sure, yeah. Oh, yeah. If you let someone talk, they're going to sound
It is
dumb.
amazing that like strangers, like you can just put a camera and a mic in like strangers' face
Yeah.
and just go, yeah, I'll talk to this guy.
And it's weird,
Like,
too.
people just
Were
love
you
it.
filming those with a camera or with an iPhone?
Camera.
Okay, I think the
I
camera
actually
is
had a
very
TV
powerful.
show where I did that stuff, and dude, that was kind of like my thing forever.
Yeah. The camera's probably like, they're like, oh, it's a real camera.
Well, you have all the tricks. It's the game's changed now.
Yeah.
Like the game.
Pull back the curtain.
Yeah, the game's changed a little bit, but
Yeah.
like it used to be the big one was, and maybe I'm honestly probably too old for this, but like the big one was we're doing a school project. Like that was huge. And it's kind of like skateboarding
Sure.
culture, like
Yeah.
a little bit. It was all like. because the idea was like what you say here doesn't matter. Like that's the trick, is to convince them that like they're kind of like, who is this idiot? Like this guy's an idiot. No one's seeing this dumb project. Like, you know,
I'm doing them a favor. Like I'm being like polite.
I'm being nice. I'm being
nice
time.
and polite. Yeah,
He needs me more than I need him.
You don't have the local news anchor like getting you. You go, oh, this is going to be on TV.
Yeah, so there's these kind of, but nowadays everyone is kind of aware that this could go viral. So that is like, that's a new thing where people are, you know, even though this is just some nobody talking to me, it's like this could be on the news tomorrow.
This person could have 1 million followers.
Yeah, or even if they don't.
It
could, if I say you know, like I could be the next Hawk2 if I fucking say the wrong thing.
You know what the absolute worst thing I've seen in the longest time?
It's a different game.
I think I told you this, but I was at a show and then this guy was heckling the comic or whatever, and he was kind of there having a little back and forth, and the show ended and we were like hanging out at the bar, and then the heckler came out and he went up to the comic and he's like, oh, that was funny, you know, good stuff. And then the heckler asked the comic, goes, did you record that? And the comic was like, no. And the guy goes, and he walked away. I go, that guy wanted his tape.
Yeah.
That guy heckled because he wanted his own tape of heckling the comic. I was like, this is fucking bizarro world where now the hecklers are like wanting their fucking video.
I know. And now crowds are also like, they think that everything, anytime you interact with them, they think that this is going to be the clip.
Yeah.
So you can literally see women when you ask them a question, they'll go like, they sit up, push their tits forward because they want to look pretty in the clip. It's like, I don't fucking film this.
So that's
shit.
the exact same thing as the street thing. Yeah, it's the
yeah.
exact same thing.
Yeah, where you're like, you can't even get like a real genuine interaction
because
anymore.
now they'll be like, they won't answer because they're scared of being in the clip. Or you'll be like, where do you work? And they're like, I work at the dick sucking factory. Like, all right, man. That's
You're welcome.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, I wrote these. Yeah, they're like, I wrote some shit for them.
Pull out note cards.
Yeah. Well, it used to be like audience. You go, do you want to sit in the front row? And they're like, God, no. And now
Of
they're
course
like,
not,
please get there early. Yes,
Now
I
people
wrote.
pay
I
more
wrote
to sit
some.
up front.
Yeah, I wrote some stuff. So yeah, I'd love to sit in front.
They'll wear like wacky outfits, like pretty crazy.
Yeah, they wear their fucking top hat, and they're like.
But that was like so dark when I realized that's what that guy was doing, was trying to get this clip of him heckling.
Dude, it's bleak. It's an indictment of the thing we've devoted our lives to.
I know, it was really like, oh, this is not good. The hecklers should not be asking for clips.
There's a lot of canaries in the coal mine right now. It's pretty tough to be involved in stand-up.
There's so many things where, I mean, we've kind of said this, but for any culture where you go, a lot of hot girls are crushing in it. Yeah, that's usually a top.
Sure,
because the hot girls, they don't get involved until it's like near the top.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they have so many better. They'll just do a different thing that's already at the top. Why are they?
Yeah.
They go top to top to top to top. They're not here for the ride up. For the 9 years.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. Yeah. No, that's
so when you see a lot of hot chicks starting to like do good on the thing, that means like it's probably going to be lasting for a little bit longer.
Yeah, the bubble's about to burst.
You know what we do? We do on the podcast. We go through some Reddits, and I have a funny one that people send us Reddits, and I bring up a couple of posts. But this one's the Meth Reddit.
Love it.
Isn't that funny?
Wait, is it Stims? Is it r/?
No, it's just
Stims?
meth.
This is r/meth.
Because I follow Stims.
What's Stims?
It's the same. It's
you know
people doing meth and being like, I've been up for 4 days and I can't quit jerking off.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of people are like, drink some coconut water.
Oh no! Then there's
Keep going.
There's RDPH. That's a different one.
Okay.
The same vein. Our Stims is just Stims. Period.
Yeah.
And they're wild.
It's not where you want to be online.
Like, and the Reddits all have like fights between each other, which is like hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I'll check out our meth though.
They have. I have a couple here, but also there was like a ton of posts about like how meth made them gay. That's like a big topic in the thing.
Yeah, they get super horny.
Makes you devious.
Yeah.
That's what they say.
Makes you a crime against God's will.
Okay, this guy's on meth. He says, so they go on meth, and it's interesting to get on meth and then go on the Reddit board.
We should all do some after this.
What's up?
We should all do some after
Let's
this.
do some meth.
A couple boys doing some meth.
Yeah. Boy doing the meth.
So there's a train station right there. You can get whatever you want.
Yeah.
All right? Whatever you want.
Yeah.
Go
I mean,
crazy.
they only recently, I think, got rid of their little program where to make drugs illegal here. I think
That was here.
I think all drugs were legal.
Yeah. Which is, I think, the only solution.
Yeah. For like personal quantities in Vancouver.
But they stopped
or
it.
BC. I think they stopped it. I think recently they realized it was not a good idea.
One of the guys last night was doing a bit about it. I thought it was still
I thought you were going to say doing meth.
Well, they had a guy. We had this girl was telling us, but it was in the news. This guy. Because obviously, like the fentanyl is a big issue here, or whatever. So then this guy who was like I don't know if he was a former or current like user. He opened up like a little, essentially like a halal cart kind of deal, but it was selling every drug, but tested, just like in a cart in Vancouver, like East End, and it was illegal. And then, but he's like, I'm doing this because there's at least I've tested it all. And you could buy like literally every drug, and then he died of an overdose like a month later.
Oh, really? I didn't hear
Flew
that.
too close to the sun.
Yeah,
wax wings
I mean that's
melted.
the thing is like if you have an issue with drugs, probably shouldn't just have every one of them around all the time.
Yeah.
Well, that was the big mistake they made. Is they were like, for all of the meth places where you can go do it, the safe places or whatever, they were like, oh, we'll give those jobs to like ex-addicts, and then like within a week, all the people like running the place were ODing. Like, it's just
If
like,
you put a clean sock in with the dirty socks, they're all going to stink. Yeah,
doing
for sure.
the absolute worst job.
Yeah. Have you ever been to East Hastings?
I have been to, is it Gastown?
Yeah. So if you go to East Hastings, here is like it's almost like the Amsterdam from The Wire.
Okay.
Or whatever, where it's kind of like it's been like this for 20, 30 years. Where essentially, the police are like, you have your own area.
Right.
You can run amok. Essentially, like we'll kind of
Skid Row, sort of.
Skid Row. Like we'll kind of leave you alone. We're not going to bother you. Just don't get out of this area.
So I haven't been to Vancouver since like New Year's Eve 2007 or 8.
Okay.
My buddy was living in Olympia. We drove up.
Okay.
That's the only time I've ever been in Vancouver. But we went to, I think, that place because you could buy weed in bars in that neighborhood.
Yeah,
in like
and this is when it was still
2007.
illegal, and you could buy weed everywhere. Like that was like that guy Mark Emery. Like that was his. He
Yeah.
had the shop and everything.
Yeah, you could just walk into a bar and be like, I'd like some marijuana, and they'd be like, very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, here you go. So I think I have been to that place.
Yeah, it's rough. Anyways, that's
craziest
where
street in the world.
Yeah, that's where all this stuff came out of. Like all that's where they had like the first safe injection sites.
Yeah,
and all
yeah.
stuff. But then I guess for whatever reason they're like, we'll fix this problem by just making all drugs legal. And
I mean, I
Didn't
don't
work.
think the prohibition works. People are gonna
Definitely
get
doesn't
high.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
But I think the question is like, what's there's like the ideals where you're like probably it should be legal here, but then there's also like good ways to get there and bad ways to get there. You know what I mean?
Maybe more of a gradual process.
Well, you do it at the same time as other things, like because I always kind of think of even like policy, in my opinion, being like if you had kids, like, you know what I mean? If you had 10 kids and you go, okay, this kid's like lying on the street and this and that, and you go, you know what, we think that he should be able to drink. You go, today's probably not the day. Like, you know what I mean? To be like, hey, we bought you some beer. Like, it's like you kind of need accountability and the like access to things that kill yourself to like move together.
Yeah.
Where it's like if you remove like people's accountability and give them more like freedom to hurt themselves at the same time, maybe that's the bad combo.
Yeah, but there's also the dark conspiracy of the people who make this legislation being like, let's give them their drugs and then the scourge will die. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But then
so
I think it got arguably worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, because boy, that's
I wonder if anyone's ever
people don't OD
been
off
like,
of-
or
People have-
problem solved.
People have crunched the numbers for sure, dude.
Oh, of
like
course.
it has to have happened in some hollowed hall.
Yeah.
Probably what actually happens though is you're like, well, yeah, but we didn't account for all the other people that started doing meth now.
Yeah, but does legalization of meth and heroin make people want to run out and try it?
No, but
You
it
know?
makes people that are doing a ton of coke and hanging around those kinds of circles probably upgrade, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Because it's around. I don't know, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know
I mean,
either.
the heroin thing is like not nobody, but ODs on heroin are like literally decades lows right now.
Like if
'cause
you-
it's just all fentanyl.
If you were gonna say, okay, heroin and like meth, everything's legal, right? I feel like, well, then you go, what are the things they need to come with that? You know,
Right.
like you're like,
I mean,
for
they're gonna
one,
do
it
it
has
anyway.
to probably have to like have some sort of, you know, testing to make sure that I don't know how do you do it.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's why you want the state to sell it, because then they're testing it all and they know the purity of it, and you're buying it from a pharmacy, and then you have pure drugs, so you know you're not
Well, the
getting.
state took over weed in Canada and they didn't do a very good job of it.
I think you guys did it better than the American model though, because it's still state by state down there.
Yeah,
Like, I can use
well,
a
'cause
debit
it's-
card here
it's
to buy weed.
federally legal.
No, but like literally everyone who like smokes a lot of weed
Yeah.
would be like, oh shit, it's legal. I'll buy it at a store, and then within a month they're like, yeah, I buy it from a guy.
Oh, they're calling their friends.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah. No, I think that's. I mean, I'm from Colorado. That was always what we did.
Yeah, they kind of like. Well, I mean, the state always like does things badly, but
sure. But again,
they
it's like
they
these
ran
are all
alcohol here,
experiments,
and now
you know?
they're
don't
experiments.
anymore.
Yeah, I mean, they were going to bring the drug legalization thing that they had here to Ontario, and then Ontario was going to do it, and literally the government here was like, "Don't do it." Like,
Really?
Yeah. They were like, and then all the people in Ontario were like, "Don't."
It was like in Billy Madison, where the kid's like, "What's high school like?"
Yeah,
and he's like, "No, please, this place."
Yeah. It was very much. They were like, "Hey, like we wouldn't do this if we were you. I know it seems like a good idea, but it's one of those things where like
Don't believe the hype, Ontario.
Well,
there's blood in the streets over here.
It's one of those things where it's like, you know, you can either have legalization or you can have like Singapore style like drug laws.
Sure, yeah.
And then, you know, people are like, well, we don't want to be like Singapore, and we don't, so you have to find somewhere in between. And I don't know. Generally, it's just it's hard to find that sweet spot. That's what they're trying to find. But you're like, look, people are using drugs. You're not going to stop them. You can make it super legal. You can double the price of it.
Right.
Like, you know. Like if you're a fentanyl user or opioid user, you're like price sensitive.
No,
you
can do
steal
whatever
more
you
shit.
want.
Like you know, it's so.
Where I grew up, we didn't have opiates real bad. When I was in high school, it was all meth. We were just like a big meth place.
Did you do meth?
I've smoked meth before, yeah.
How's that?
I didn't really care for it. I smoked it with a guy who I didn't like, but I wanted him to think I was cool. And it was literally this situation. It was the middle of the day. I was like 19.
Middle of the day?
Yeah, this kid, Jason, comes over at my buddy's apartment. My buddy goes outside to smoke a cigarette. He comes back in. It smells like meth. He's like, did you guys smoke meth? And Jason's like... And he looks at me and he's like, did you smoke meth? And I was like, yeah, I smoked meth. I'm just like fucked up and scared. Yeah, that was my experience with meth.
Did it make you fucking want to hit the porn?
No, it made me like just feel really dirty and bad about myself. Like I wanted to like call my dad and be like, I need to come home. Like, things aren't
grimy.
Your boy's in the big city. You can eat alive. They're using me, Dad. I smoked meth with Jason. Squirrel's younger brother. Yeah.
Squirrel's younger brother.
Yeah.
Shit, I dropped you off yesterday.
Yeah, it's like you just went to orientation.
I'm also. Why don't you walk to the bus station? I'm naked.
I'm nude. They took my shoes, Dad. Yeah, no, so I didn't like it, but like all the copper wire got removed from every building in the county where I grew up.
That's wild.
Yeah, so like I don't envy, like you go to Philadelphia or the East Coast and you see like how bad
I have a few
heroin
buddies
is.
that went to jail for copper wire. The classic vintage.
Dude, it's such an easy scam. They're giving it away.
He went and then he got out of jail 6 months later, back in for he couldn't get enough copper
The
wire.
call of the copper, man. Yeah, it sings to you. It's like the sea.
He's dead now, but
Sure, yeah. Yeah, it's like I have a podcast called Show Me Behemoth, and my co-host, like every week, not every week, but I'll be like, yeah, this kid I grew up with, you know, killed his wife and then got to stand up with the cops, and he's like, another one. And it's like, it's just like drugs really, they really complicate people.
yeah, if you live in a rough neighborhood and then comedy too, where you're just like, man, I know a lot of people who've died.
Yeah, like
fucked.
a bunch. Yeah. It's weird.
Well, this is this guy's problem. Would it be a violation of my parole if I texted my smoking hot PO to see if she wants to come over tonight? I'm on meth.
Well, that's a violation. I am no parole officer.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure your parole officer
I'm not a barrister, but...
Yeah, your parole officer's like, yeah, I've been doing meth. You want to come over? And you're like, no, and you're not allowed to do that.
Yeah.
See you on
This is
Monday for a piss
definitely-
test.
This is a meth.
Well, he has a good reason for it. He goes, I'm on felony probation and my bitch just left me.
Hey, you know... I mean, put it like that.
It's funny being on meth and you're like, when a girl walks out, it's like, I'm leaving you, you're on meth. You're like, yeah, well,
you're a bitch.
I know. Talk to that bitch. Like talk to my parole officer.
She says she cares about me.
That's his first thought. I'm hard up for pussy right now and I need a rebound fuck super bad. I might be gacked out, but I've only been since yesterday. Honestly feel like my parole officer and have good chemistry. So that's some mess shit right there.
I mean, shoot your shot.
Everyone in the comments is very supportive in the meth community. Actually, they're like, go for it, bro. Definitely.
Yeah. It's like, dude, like you said, like people who are up for 3 days and they're just tweaked out of their gourd, like they're going to wind up fucking each other.
Yeah, you get some wacky ideas.
Yeah, it's like fucking foxhole homosexuality where it's like, hey, we're all in here spinning a light bulb.
Yeah.
Why don't we fuck each other in the ass?
Why can't I seem to find a normal guy who uses meth?
Hey, I mean, people really do discount that there are so many functional drug users.
Meth?
yeah.
Everything,
Maybe I don't know
man.
enough about meth, but
Dude,
it feels like
absolutely everything. Like every
feels
drug,
like all the one where they're all missing
dude,
their
there's
teeth and
functional.
stuff.
I was talking the other day, is like to Derek or whatever. Is like function. You know, there's literally dudes who work on Wall Street who are like functional heroin. The guy who called in my show actually the other
On
day.
Wall Street,
This guy,
and he does
this guy who called
heroin
into my show the other day,
regularly?
Chris, where literally he's like he works a desk job, like spreadsheets all day. He's a heroin addict. He's like, I go to the he's like, I go to the bathroom and just like do little bumps of heroin all day just to like not be sick.
Yeah, they're always snorting it.
Yeah, well, it's the only way you can do it. I don't think he smokes it and
But they're not tie-off guys.
No, he's not tie-off guys.
Yeah.
No, he's just like snorts heroin and he smokes it. But he's like when he's at work, like literally, he's just like go in the bathroom, just do a little bump of meth, and I just go to my
As
desk.
a normal job.
As a normal man. When we lived in Guelph,
What?
I had a neighbor. This dude, he managed this big like parts factory. Like it was like a really like real job. Like he managed this huge parts like warehouse thing, and he was a crack addict.
Yeah.
Like big time. Like weekends, our building would get crazy because we lived in this little just on top of like a store kind of thing. So it was like 5 units, and the people who'd be coming and going, like there'd be fights in our like hallways. Like I remember coming out one time, it was just like blood everywhere, and he just like literally punches the clock, gets out on Friday, and it's just like crack nonstop until probably
It's in Guelph?
This is in Guelph, yeah, until Sunday night, and then Monday morning. Like, and I'm sure he gets home. Monday
Real
night.
weekend warrior.
Real weekend, but I'm sure Monday night, like he's just kind of going like light. on the
Saturdays
crack.
are for the boys.
Oh yeah. But like I'm sure he's like light crack use during the week.
Sure.
And then just like, and it was rinse and repeat, just every like Friday.
He must
hits.
look forward to 5 o'clock on Friday.
Oh
so
my
hard.
God.
Yeah,
Like,
he's just doing maintenance crack through the week.
Yeah, maintenance crack through the week, and
Yeah.
then Friday he's like, you get paid,
Uh-huh.
and just like going so hard.
Wow.
That's crazy.
And just every weekend.
Oh, he's probably in this Reddit too. Yeah.
Probably.
Oh yeah.
Well, then
that's
she
a good
should find him because this sounds like what she's
Yeah,
looking
honestly,
for.
that is. But that's what I'm saying. They do exist.
Yeah.
Yeah, Prince
Meth
Charming
makes,
exists.
Meth makes a lot of sense, specifically if you're like working in a slaughterhouse or like a factory where the job is really hard.
Yeah.
And like you have to work 16 hours and you just want, it's not even that you want to be more fruitful and like be able to work harder. You just want a little pick me up. Your life is fucking tough.
Yeah.
Meth is a hell of a high.
Oh, yeah.
Germany almost beat the world high on
I know,
meth.
I
You know,
know.
like it really is a powerful drug.
Oh yeah. It has a lot of good use
I
cases.
mean, Adderall's great.
Adderall, yeah.
I keep an emergency Adderall on me just in case.
Sure.
I find that one makes me feel a little cracky.
You need to
Yeah.
eat like 5 milligrams. Someone will give you like a 20 and you eat that, and you're like, all right, let's make a new math.
Cold sweats.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little Terrence Howard. You're gonna give him a little run for his money.
Hey, isn't that nuts?
Yeah, little teriology.
I've definitely had a few Terrence Howard
You know about
moments
his
where I thought
penis, right?
calculus was being done
No.
wrong.
The man has a micro penis. It's on film.
T. How?
He was in a film with his little dong.
No, he
hanging.
wasn't.
Good for him.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Good for him.
Terrence Howard has a micro, and he put. Oh, by the way, one of the guys in this thing said that I had a micro penis, and meth is helping me cope with it. That's actually it does everything.
It's a
I'm
real
already
wonder
mad at my
drug.
dick, and
That
I'm
was one of
eating
the
it
things
12
here.
times a day.
Terrence Howard
Yeah, I'm talking,
has a micro.
I'm talking not even first thumb joint.
Yeah, show
Yeah.
me this.
Yeah, he is nub central, man.
It's like a Ken Jeong situation.
Ken Jeong has one?
Why is he doing this?
It was a film.
It's called
yeah,
that.
I mean,
It's probably public
called acting,
humiliation
right?
ritual.
yeah, I mean, like,
Yeah.
still, why?
Yeah. Like that's a clitoris.
I think that like even going in films with the regulars weird unless it's funny. And like I guess it's funny. Like Jackass Guys was all like
Yeah.
I get the funny component.
Right, sure.
To me, I put that I put that on par with puking and stuff like
Sure,
that.
yeah, wanks
okay,
are
but
funny.
that's not what was going on there.
Well,
No, this film was probably like given to the Academy for consideration.
Yeah, he's an artist. This is
Yeah.
art.
I mean,
So this
and not
wasn't
to
for
mention,
goofs.
He's a black guy. Like you got to add that into the mix too.
Tough.
Tough.
It's tough.
Stuff.
It's very quiet. It's a very quiet cross some people bear.
Yeah, our friend Chris Robinson has a funny joke because when he was like dating girls, he'd like fuck a girl, and then she's like, because he's black, and then she'd be like, "Oh, you're gonna fucking destroy me," and he's like, "I'll try."
Yeah, let's temper our expectations.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
yeah, well-known micro.
Michelangelo David situation going on there.
I mean, that will get you figuring out some new math. Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I've had
Yeah.
definitely a few of those nights.
How
though.
can one become 3?
Yeah.
Does this apply to inches as well?
Yes.
No, you're wrong, lady. It's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How? Wow.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but I guess that you do too much Adderall gets you in that category.
Oh, it just becomes a memory of a penis. Yeah.
That might be what's going on there too. He's juiced up on Adderall.
Could be juiced.
For his inventions. He's juiced up on Adderall for his inventions.
Yeah, so he can do his Rube Goldberg. Yeah, no.
Shit.
I don't know why I know that. Probably Cumtown. Let's be honest. I think Cumtown.
Both of you knew it, so it's public information.
Oh, we know why Eric knows it.
Is that what that's from? Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I forgot you're active in the streets. I apologize. Friend of the community.
Wait. I thought this was an art movie. That was from Get Rich or Die Trying. I assumed that was like from some sort of art piece.
I didn't know what it was from, but I knew it was like from a fairly commercial venture.
Yeah. So that was certainly not for Academy consideration.
Okay, yes.
Yeah. Damn, that's like a 50-cent humiliation ritual for
that's what it feels like to me.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like they were just like, you'd taken the script of the guy. It's like, hey,
Terrence,
I saw this one part where you I go naked through the streets and it's really cold. You say like,
yeah.
And you're like, yeah, no, that's non-negotiable if you want to be in this film, Harvey.
No rewrites.
Yeah. Fuck. No Ryan Reynolds rewriting that one. Well, this girl says, I've got an 18-year-old kid. I'm not crazy. I've been told that I'm a cool chick to hang out with. My house is clean.
Ridiculously clean.
Yeah. I was going to say, I hope so.
Yeah.
Why can't I find a guy who's just moderately normal that does meth?
She doesn't even want totally normal.
There's always some major schizo issue or some bullshit that comes with it.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure she's a fucking treat.
Yeah.
It's a little revisionist right
Can you
here.
imagine your girlfriend being like, yes, I do meth a couple times a week. Like,
I just have 3-day meth binges. I'm normal. Just
That's
like
my whole thing. I don't post about it online. Yeah,
I mean, her DM.
By the way, when she posted this on Reddit, she probably got flooded with dudes being like,
yeah.
Normal meth guy here.
She's been airtight for weeks.
Yeah.
I just want someone normal and fun like me who uses meth and can maintain good mental health. If you're the one, message me. Let's see if we click. Another one. About to slam a homeless chick.
The dichotomy of man. Slam.
No, slam with a home.
Slam.
No, I think slam with.
Slam with.
Yeah.
Slam.
So that means
that's injecting meth.
Okay.
Oh.
I thought you were just banging a
I mean, I'm sure that's...
No, he bangs the...
I'm sure that's a part of it. Yeah. No, that's a part of it.
Hey, he did talk about how he banged her.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, nice.
Yeah, way to go.
So when he says slam, he means...
Slam with is inject with.
I don't know the lingo like
you
that.
Slam the plunger.
Yeah.
Some of the comments, is she hot? We want to see her.
We, the Legion. Feed us your new bae.
I love how there's like this Meth Reddit has like literal aspirational posts for them. They go, hey.
What were the aspirations?
This. Literally it goes, hey, I'm about to fucking, it's going to be a good night for me.
Not bad.
Yeah,
everyone's
not bad.
like, go off, king.
Yeah. Seriously. Like, we want to shoot some heroin or meth with a...
Oh, this is meth has helped me be able to accept my small penis.
Yeah.
This is T. Howe.
Okay.
Dick won't work. Girl is on the way here. Need a solution ASAP. Fellow tweakers.
Oh, no.
How do there not Blue Chew ads running all throughout the fucking meth forum?
Yeah, really.
I thought that they were like medically hard all the time.
I think they're like, I've been there probably with like doing like coke or something where you're just like, I'm like down to fuck, but like it ain't happening.
Yeah.
I think that's you're like depraved, but you can't get it up.
There's no ghost in the machine.
The worst combo of all time.
Mm-hmm. No, I hate being horny and then not being able to satisfy my urges.
Satisfy.
It's a tough one.
Or
it's bad
urges.
when like I'm gonna go home tomorrow and see my wife, but it's like, do I jerk today?
It is always the age-old question. Yeah.
It's like, what helps more, going in with a clear mind, or you go in like stoked?
I find that you go, do I jerk? Oh, we did.
Just the act of like, just the question, and you go, that's all right.
Yeah, I guess I'm jerking off.
It turns out that we do.
Yeah. We're such pigs. It sucks. It's so gross. I'm 37. I'm still like, will I pleasure myself?
It's also so pathetic. Yeah, when you have the conversation with yourself, you're like, not today.
Or you're like, I've been good. I had a protein shake for breakfast. I haven't had any carbs. I should probably treat myself.
I'm a good boy. Yeah, treat yourself.
Making a whole thing if it stinks.
You're lighting candles. Yeah, it's gross.
Yeah, definitely. But the game's the game, man.
Yeah. I didn't write the rules. I just play.
I find that you got to stay in the zone where you're like, yeah, every now and then you got to, but like you don't. It's when you start looking forward to it, like it's a big treat for yourself. I feel like that's when you start to become a freak.
I know. Well, I don't do that much.
Yeah,
because I always want to be locked and loaded for my old lady.
Really? That's nice of you.
I like to save my essence.
Did she know you do that for her?
Oh yeah, and she's like, hey, why don't you beat off?
Do you know how many times?
No, she's like, you come home and like you're like, take your shoes off first, big guy. Like easy. You should fucking wheeze your own juice,
You
buddy.
have a couple. It's fine.
Yeah, she'll tell me. She's like last night I texted her and I was like, yeah, I'm fucking tired from the drive. I had a long travel day. She's like, why don't you go beat off in the bathroom?
You're like, nah, I'm saving it. She's like, nah, you beat off.
Get it out. Yeah, get it out. Why don't you come a bunch and then just go down on me for half an hour? Isn't that fun?
Here's a great one. How to clean human feces off a pipe and gear.
No. Come on,
that's
buddy.
dark,
off of your gear?
Yeah, well,
off
he
of your
had a little.
rig?
Yeah, he had a little issue with the police, and he had to hoop it. And then,
Oh, you have to boil it.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, I had to
gotta
stick
boil
my
it.
gear pipe up my ass because I got pulled over. Any chance I can clean the pipe and ice? Not a good situation. Maybe I should throw it away.
I mean, those things are like $2.
It's a glass rose. There's a light bulb in every ceiling.
Yeah, it's literally $2.
But it probably has sentimental value.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this guy's. Then I have a couple of the meth made me gay posts because there's a big, probably like 30% of the posts were about that.
Yeah.
This title's just suck dick for meth.
Everyone's like, been there, brother.
They were, yeah. The comments were very supportive. I don't know. I don't
have
know.
a community. They're
I'm
uplifting
surprised they
each
don't
other.
have that like anti-meth program like on the new, like on TV. You know, like commercials like meth will make you gay.
Yeah, it's just a dick in your
That
mouth.
seems like a.
Not even once.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
kids, that seems like a,
literally like yo, meth will make you gay. And
That's-
then
I
like
mean-
all these people who were like, I wasn't gay before, and then I smoked meth, and then
Yeah.
I did gay
I
stuff.
don't think my friend Jason would have ever picked up the pipe.
Well, a lot of the guys in the community are gay.
Yeah, I know.
Where they're just like meth you make you gay. You're like, yeah, I'm gay.
yeah, yeah. That's the
Yeah, and I do meth and go on Grindr. It's sick.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Stim sex is supposed to be huge for the community.
Is that
Oh,
a
yeah,
big
yeah,
part of
yeah,
that?
they
Big
love
one.
it.
Poppers.
Well, this guy says, I don't know how I feel about it. I don't think it makes.
I don't know how I feel.
He's really getting introspective. Digging deep.
Who am I?
Yeah.
I don't think this makes me gay. I really don't feel gay.
Yeah.
This is good. But I did enjoy it a lot.
The sucking? He did the sucking and he liked it?
He's the one who sucked it. Yeah.
Wow,
He says
I'm
he
the one
loved
who
it.
sucks.
But doesn't feel gay. He goes, is this gay? I don't feel any different.
Yeah.
I've had sex with women before. Nice. I liked this much better. Sucking the dick he liked more than banging women.
Huh.
My dealer made it so it was a dealer. One thing you think about, you always hear the guys get, like sucking dick from meth. You're just like, how the dealer is just getting 10 dick sucks a day? It's like
All the time.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is their dealer ever like, dude, I can't do another dick suck.
Just give me $20.
Please pay
No,
me.
it's a 30 bag. Just need $20. Please, wholesale.
I have no more fluids.
My dick is chapped.
I guess it depends when you catch them during the day, you know?
It's like two.
Like,
Yeah.
if you're going out at midnight, the guy's like, I'm all sucked out.
I'm
sorry, man.
I have 2 bags for sucking. You gotta come early for this.
Yeah, that's like before 2 p.m.
The
is-
suck special is kind of a happy hour thing.
Yeah, it's a happy hour.
Yeah.
That's the brunch special for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Well, how many times does that guy come over before you're like, hey, I know you love getting this meth. You're
Yeah,
over here all the
sure.
time. There's an easier way to get
There's
it.
a way
you know?
easier way, yeah.
I know you got a wife and kids. You got a family. Wait, it sucked me off.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you wait till like this guy figures out. He's like, wait, so I can suck his dick for meth and just get 1 bag, or I can suck
Yeah.
20 guys' dicks, different ones for money.
You
but
definitely
then I
start
could-
doing dick math.
Yeah, the dick math, and you go, wait, I could just be sucking dick for a living. And
Still not gay though.
Still
We're not
gay.
factoring into one thing, though, is that I think that meth guys have a hard time coming. So you probably really have to work on that gagger for
That's
20
even
minutes.
true, yeah.
There's a lot of sweat equity going to that bag.
That's not a freebie right there.
I don't
man.
think so. Yeah, it's not.
Especially you're the 3rd guy and he's on meth.
Yeah. Yeah, if he's had like every ripe mouth in town.
It's a
I don't know how ripe
and they're
they are.
pros, right? Because they know
Yeah, I
they
don't
want
think-
their mouth.
Oh,
they want
need
their
it.
meth.
Yeah.
This guy's first timer. My dealer made it sound like this could be something I could do regularly for meth. Should I do it again? Would it make me gay if I kept doing it? And there's definitely some people in the comments that are like, nah, dude, not gay at all.
Yeah.
That's just commerce, man.
It's normal. Yeah.
It's a meth life, dude.
Yeah, you're stimulating a local economy.
Yeah.
Well, another guy says, why does meth make me gay? I don't know. When I smoke, I just become a different person.
This is the kind of science I'd like to.
Meth made me love tranny porn, but I'm not gay. And then a lot of the comments didn't like him saying tranny porn.
Yeah. That's like the straightest thing you can do.
As far as the meth community goes, yeah.
I think in general, like if you're so horny for tits that you don't care if there's a dick involved, it's like alpha, right?
Domination. And then this guy, well, the last
I'll
one.
take some meth and get back to you.
The last one says meth does not make you gay. Look, maybe it's just a coincidence that every tweaker I've met happens to want to have sex with me. There's no way this drug will ever make me gay. Sure, I've sucked a few dicks, but I've and recently just took it up the ass for the first time. I'm not gay though.
Oh, wow.
Been there, done that.
That's I
I don't know if this guy's being sarcastic and is he add a little humor to the meth
I
thread?
don't know.
McSweeney's didn't buy this essay, so I know where I can take it.
McSweeney's.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's the meth thread. We have any
It's good
final
stuff.
thoughts?
Yeah. No. I mean, they're like very much. You like people when they're being honest.
We get sent some pretty good Reddits. We've had
Yeah.
some bangers.
There's one that my buddy sent me called, I think, Guy Cry.
What's Guy Cry?
I think it's just men being like, I'm 36. I'm very successful in my business. I love my wife, but I pine for death. What do I do?
Oh,
yeah. And it's just like very, very.
Yeah, you're like just like I don't have any purpose.
It's not a laugh a minute.
Yeah, it's very much like that. Hey, I thought like getting money and having a job would make me feel fulfilled.
Right,
and
yeah.
I have nothing, and you go, you need Jesus, sir.
You need something.
Yeah.
It's weird when your friends like send you something, they think it's really funny, and you're like, this is incredibly sad.
Yeah.
And it's like when Love on the Spectrum came out, people would send it and be like, this is hilarious. And I was like watching it and crying, being moved by it. It's like, oh, I guess we're just like completely different on this one thing. Yeah.
I feel like that with the fight videos a lot of times where when I watch the fight videos and people love them and I'm just like, this is how do you like gore?
Right, yeah.
Crazy to watch.
Yeah, I don't like
guys
the
getting
fucking-
like teeth smashed in. You're
Yeah,
just like,
the random knockout.
does this
videos?
not like make you feel uncomfortable? Like, it should make you feel uncomfortable to watch.
I shouldn't have opened
Sociopath.
this on an airplane. It's like, oh, now you're sitting next to this guy. This is pretty funny, right?
Get a load of this.
His head pops right off.
Well, okay, we probably got to wrap up because we have to. If we leave at what time is it? 5 now. We'll get back by 6. We can get to the venue by 6:15.
What do you guys have tonight?
We're doing Rio Theater.
Okay.
And then, dude, I don't know. Are you leaving tomorrow?
I'm leaving after my shows tonight.
You're out of here tonight.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe you wouldn't want to come in, but today is like a huge rockin' jam.
I bet it's going to be great over there. I'll be here in New Westminster.
Yeah, that's true.
I've always dreamed of performing near Vancouver, so this is fun.
I was so pumped to see you though. Like when we heard you were here, because me and Danny brought all our gear and we're like, oh, let's do some podcasts.
Yeah,
we saw
yeah.
you here. I was like, fuck yeah.
Oh, I'm
dude.
so glad you hit me up. Yeah, this was great.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you, admit something that is embarrassing, but call them, and everyone talks about your book, and I haven't read a book in 6 years.
Yeah.
And barely like 3 months ago, maybe it was, I bought your book, and it's sitting on my bookshelf. I've read like 10 pages. I'm like, I don't think I can read anymore.
You've lost the capacity to read.
And like your book's amazing. I thought your special
TikTok
was great.
brain.
Like it was just like I'm fucking, my brain's fried.
Yeah, our phones have really like fucking zapped.
I have
part
one
of our
book.
brain.
No, I have 2 books. I think I have 2 books. I have a Peter Thiel thing.
Yeah.
And then your book. And there's
Yeah.
I have 2 books on my bookshelf, and I'm like, it's like I can't. Like I'm like, I guess I wait to go on vacation or something.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
I got the $18.
You got the $18, but
Hey, yeah. My book's coming back, by the way. If you want it, it's going to be available in North America from Random House, March 25th. It'll be back on the market.
Nice.
and it's cool. It's about a traveling comic.
Old road dog.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, reading is like one of those things where it's like people will like say the same thing where it's like, man, I want to read, but I don't want
Yeah.
to. And it's like, yeah, video games, movies, TV, like there's so many better ways to entertain yourself, you know, that are like also enriching.
Podcasting screwed up my brain from that.
Sure, dude. Yeah. No, I mean, we're all wounded.
I also can't. I'm like, I could never spell, and now I like really can't spell.
Yeah.
That's
Like
been
my
a big
emails
one.
are a mess.
Yeah. My wife keeps asking me how to spell words, and I'll say with complete confidence how to spell it. And then I'll hear her ask the computer, and it reads it completely wrong. And I'm like, oh, fuck. my whole thing is spelling
Yeah.
words all
Yeah,
day. Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck yeah. But yeah, and then what was the name of your podcast?
Chubby Behemoth.
But yeah, if you haven't checked out Sam Tallent, check his special out. It's on the Matt and Shane channel. It's like fucking awesome special.
A travel show on YouTube. Sam Tallent. Just go to YouTube and search for it. There's a lot of cool stuff on there.
One of the best. All right. So fun hanging out.
Thanks,
Peace, guys.
Yeah, I appreciate it.